Welcome back to Yamcha Sessions. Today we have Ben Fishermin.
Hello.
Yeah, a bit of context. MJ is a sub 500 subscriber of
First
Ben.
500,
Yeah. I think I noticed one of your videos as well. But for me, I basically only watch two types of videos. I watch football videos of the highlights of Man United, and I watch Monster Hunter / Pokemon Go videos. So I am not the best target demographic on YouTube. But MJ here has a knack for finding strange, different, less than 100 subscriber people.
Wow.
And then it pops. I don't
So
know.
the reason is because Malaysians have a pastime of shitting on their own country. So I happen to know this is not just a Malaysian thing. I think most people would shit their own country because a lot of them don't travel outside of where they are.
Yeah.
Even as small as Malaysia is, people are like that. So I always wanted to know what guys who are staying here but they're not from here think foreigners.
In terms of their perspective.
Yeah, so that's why the algorithm feeds me this. Because that's why I met
Goldie as well, right?
That's where I met a bunch of other guys. And then naturally, you
recommended,
right? So
Well,
then
I'm pretty
I watched.
outspoken about my opinions and what I think about my country and this country. That the algorithm's probably like, yo, this is guys for you.
Exactly. Right. So like my buddy Goldie is from Germany, and then we have another guy called Greg. He's from the UK.
Oh, Greg, the one
bring
who's
Greg Lacombe, right? Then we have guys from Japan. But there wasn't really someone from the US, or to my knowledge, right? And then that's when you popped up. I was like, oh, okay, finally. So then that's when I watched.
Introduce a bit of diversity to your algorithm.
It's a big reason I like saw a spot in the market where I'm like, there's not really many white foreign vloggers here doing it consistently and like making it their home base and like doing it like there's vloggers in Thailand. There's a million, that's doing it. It's very like packed market. It's like not even for me like worth doing anymore. So it's like, okay, well, Malaysia is a great country and like nobody's doing this. I feel like this is like a no-brainer. So like, let me just try this and start staying here long-term and just do this like every day and see what happens. So that's kind of how it happened.
Okay, maybe we can dial it back a little bit. I got so many questions in a way, right? So Ben, you're from New York. You're born and raised in New York.
Born and raised in Philadelphia.
Oh, Philly. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And then you moved to New York and you worked there.
I moved to New York around age, say like 20, the first time around like 24. Before that, I was just going like every weekend, just like going to, party, go clubbing. Like I was in the suburbs of Philly, so it wasn't that exciting. And then I started making all these friends in New York and building like a
network
circle there. Yeah. So I just would go there repeatedly and always dream to like be able to move there basically.
It's the what's that, the dream, right? If you can make it there, you can make it anywhere type of thing.
The American dream of sorts. It's true. It's true.
All right. So, and you decided to do tattooing while you were there, or were you always?
That came like so much later, actually. So let me like dial back a little bit. I was doing like internet marketing, digital marketing, SEO. That was my thing from like 16 years old, kind of doing like hacking, different types, all sorts of stuff. Like, more like, black hat side of things for a while. And then I sort of legitimized. I started learning, okay, like maybe I can make this my career if I can do like something legitimate within this. And I made an iPhone website. So I saw an opportunity like for the iPhone 5, like a year before it was coming out. So many people were searching for it, like rumors, when's it coming out, prototypes, and nobody had any spot in that market. You Google it and there was nothing there.
There are YouTube channels that used to do that, like Mac OS everything, Jonathan Morrison, a couple of guys. Even Unbox Therapy had like a few leaks and shit at the time, right?
Yeah. And before a lot of these big conglomerates opened up, like Apple Insider, there's just big websites now. I was like, okay, I can rank a website of blogs. I just made a stupid blog and I was paying people to like rewrite information they found online and just post it on mine. And I got rank 1 and started getting like millions of views on the blog. Ran Google ads and like in a couple months, 6 months, I made like 500K US from that.
What the fuck?
Yeah. And I was like 19 years old and like I was at university, like in Pennsylvania. And I was like, I hated school already. It wasn't great in school. And so I was like, all right, I think this is like my thing. I'm going to quit school and like just pursue internet marketing, right? And so for years, I just kind of did the consulting and trying to figure out more ways to make money. And the internet became more difficult. Search engine became more difficult, more crowded. And I never like hit it again that big. It was kind of a good timing and
Bro, 500K USD when you're
Crazy.
19.
And I come from like a, very rather poor family. Like my mom's a waitress. My dad was like a drug dealer my whole life. And so
What the fuck?
yeah. Interesting background, right? My parents are separated too. And so like I have a poor background and came into all this money. And I was just like, well, this changes my life, right? And over the next years, like I ended up moving to New York, ended up not making that much money for a while. So like it's easier than you think to spend 500K over a couple of years in New York, And so eventually like moved to Berlin. It was very cheap at the time. I was very into like clubbing, partying, through my 20s, partying very aggressively. And like, I fell in love with like the tattoo scene, tattoo culture, started getting tattoos there. And I was like, I think I can do this. I know Instagram a little bit, and it looks like, there's a place for me in this market.
This is 2015, I'm assuming. 2015, 2016.
Yeah, maybe 2016, 2017 at the latest. And so I started doing that. Then strangely like moved to Bali from Berlin.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Wow.
I stayed in Bali for a while, like almost 2 years. And almost like till the pandemic, I was in Bali.
Okay.
And that's where I was like honing my skills, tattooing a bit, just doing
in parlors, right?
Doing free tattoos in Bali to get Instagram content, because I knew like maybe I'll get booked if I have tattoos to post. And it worked. I did like 20 free tattoos. Then I booked out New York for a whole month, went there, booked an Airbnb, tattooed in the Airbnb during COVID, and like I took off from there. Now it built like 40K on Instagram followers for the tattoo stuff. And so that was a great business for many years. And it led me here. I quit tattooing and ended up moving here last November, essentially, to Thailand, and then came here.
What in the world? Bro,
It's quite a story, man.
Yeah,
you summarized a lot, but I think we need to go step by step, right?
Yeah.
Because now what do you do with 500K in New York, bro?
What happened? Yeah, what happened to the 500K?
High rent, buying a lot of clothes. I was very into fashion, buying a lot of clothes.
Mate, you mind speaking near the mic?
Sorry. Yeah. Too many clothes, just reckless spending, partying a lot, traveling all the time. I would go to Thailand for 1 month, go to, somewhere.
Then you'd fly back.
I'd
to
take off work for 2 months, go to Thailand, just stay there for 2 months, and just.
That is freaking crazy, mate.
If you don't have money coming in, like it does go, it takes a while, but you need money coming in as well.
Yeah.
And you get used to that lifestyle of like luxury.
Yeah. And because you only scale upwards when you're living in that lifestyle, right? Because you always want more, you always want better.
Always.
But you never consider like downscale. I remember like my ex-boss used to tell me the hardest thing to do is to downgrade your lifestyle.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the hardest thing. And I'm like, I don't think it's that difficult. But then when you grow older, you're like, it's pretty tough, mate.
I say like once you're forced to, like I was forced to at some point, it's like nowadays I don't have much money. So now it's like, I'm the opposite. I don't really care about material goods anymore. I just care about like, buying my food that I want and like living healthy, living a decent life. So like, I don't know. It kind of taught me that I'm not necessarily super happy just because I have all this money. It didn't make me like happy. I was still rather depressed, and I'm more happy now living here in Malaysia, like with far less income, very little income than I was in New York, like balling, for a while, kind of relatively hood rich.
Wait, but when was the moment when you realized, you know what, money is finite, right? Like it's running out. Is that a moment?
I would say there was not really. I would say the moment was when I was. I got some like credit cards. They gave me like some very high limit credit cards because like they're like, this guy's making all kinds of money. We can trust him. And I did run out of money. Then I had like $40,000 in credit cards, where I started to just live off of those credit cards. And I was like, well, this is only going to last so long. So I have to start something. And I started like a consulting business and tried to do it like that in New York, do like digital marketing consulting. And it's just such a difficult market. And like, if you don't have something really unique to offer or a ton of money or a big team, it's like, what can I really offer people that other businesses cannot? So that kind of crumbled, didn't do that well. I was making maybe 20K a year, which is not,
man,
in New York
that's hard.
Tough. Yeah.
That's hard, man.
Yeah.
You know, right, when I was younger, I used to think if you have a company or you have a business based in New York, you would seem so legitimate.
Yeah.
You would seem like, no, dude, this guy knows his shit.
I seemed very, people were
Right.
like, it was very mysterious. Like, oh, this guy's probably like killing and, he's well dressed. I had a BMW because I had all that money, bought like a nice BMW, had an STI, like a really modded, like Subaru STI. So people were like, oh, this kid's got like rich parents for sure.
But didn't know shit. Yeah.
Not at all. Living in Williamsburg, like this guy's just like got rich parents for sure, but not even close.
No, but when I went to the US to study, that's when I realized it's just as ghetto at certain places as here. When they pull you in, it's like, we're gonna have a meeting in my house. I'm like, am I gonna get skinned alive?
What state was this? Where was this?
San Jose. It was in Cali. Yeah. And I was like, maybe this is actually how. So when people have that glamorization of Silicon Valley, Steve Jobs starting out in his garage, it seems romantic now. But when you're there, you're like, I don't know whether this is gonna take off. I don't know whether this is gonna end well.
Such a stressful like lifestyle of like uncertainty.
It is. Yeah. Okay. Wow.
But I have to ask on your background with your parents, because you alluded to not having a more difficult childhood. Like, how do you navigate that?
Well, I mean, it's just what I'm used to. I mean, my parents split up very early, and my mom raised me. My dad was like a drug dealer, kind of. Yeah, I would see him on the weekends, and so
you still see him on the weekends, although your mom and
growing
dad
up, I did, yeah. Like he had weekend visitation on me. At the time, like he didn't pay child support, so it was very like they were very against each other. They'd always talk bad about each other. Yeah, so it was very. This is what I was used to. Now I realize, that's traumatizing. That's not the best way. But it's just all I knew, and not until later in life did I realize like. Oh, that was kind of problematic for me, and maybe made me depressed for a while until I was able to work through it and like grew up a bit, and maybe should have went to therapy or something. But like I think I ultimately did a lot of self therapy and like figured things out.
It's the reflection that helps, man.
Yeah.
I think when you get out of the US as well, or when you get out of the country that you were growing up in, it kind of makes you reflect a lot more.
Big time.
Yeah, because when you're in that state, right, where you're doing your day to day. You're just in the swing of things. Yeah. And it's only when you detach for like a week and you're like, oh my God, that is insane.
Meeting all types of other people who didn't have the upbringing and
the perspectives.
And the response is like, whoa, what? And you're like, it's not normal. Oh, that's interesting. Maybe this is not maybe I didn't have the most normal upbringing. Like, but I think in the end, it's like made me very street smart and like made me, independent and not.
It's by instinct, mate. You gotta survive. I think that's
survival.
You do it because you just want to survive. Okay, but so after New York, you moved to Berlin. You were saying, right?
See, the timeline in my head is
it's a foggy
all
thing.
over the place. Yeah, because I was like partying for many years. I was like using a lot of drugs, using many drugs for years, and so now I'm like clean 1 year. I stopped taking drugs.
I just want to sidetrack this a little bit, right?
Yeah.
My mom and dad always say this, and I always have this thing where like people who study in the UK always shit on people from the US. I have no idea why. It's like a thing.
They hate us.
Yeah, right. People in the UK, people in the UK have an unreasonable hatred for people from the US, and it's only when you go to the US you realize, mate, US is a pretty fucking big place, man. There's a lot of different fucking people out there. Yeah. But the US, right, have people, and I have to say this, a lot of people don't speak highly of Americans. But when you get to know Americans, I just want to say you guys are mostly so freaking honest with your lives. You guys are okay with telling people, I've done drugs before.
Yeah.
In Asia, you will never find a guy that admitted he went to a KTV, bro. He'd be like, I didn't go. And then you seem like, I thought you don't go. But he's like, I come here every time.
That's why right now when I'm even just saying it, I'm like, should I say this? Because I'm in Asia and because like I'm in Malaysia and I don't know the landscape as well. But I'm like, I think it's better to be honest. And it's like my audience even here, like they respect it. And
I respect it a lot, mate.
Yeah,
to go through it.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
I don't know if you saw, I just did an interview. What do Malaysians think of the US in 2024? Yes, that was my last video. And like everyone was so nice to my face. Like Americans are, amazing and America's amazing. And then you look at the comments and it's like complete opposite. Like America's the worst place in the world.
Because they don't put their fucking profile photo. They don't put their fucking name and they can say whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah.
Yeah. They want to say that to your face, mate.
It's a lot. The comments, I was just like, oh God, like I expected it, but like, it's just the polar opposite of what everyone said to me in person.
I think people are lying to you in person.
I think so.
Yeah, I think they're telling you the truth via the comments.
I even said in a video, I said, next time I'm going to do the same topic and I'm going to do it in a British accent. I'm going to pretend I'm from the UK and I hate Americans. I think that would be good. Or bring a Malaysian friend to do the interview after me to somebody else and see if we get different reactions.
Oh my God.
You know
who is Boyge is the perfect guy for this. Boyge, we have another guy on the podcast. The guy is the perfect guy to do this with you. He would love to do it. He loves controversial shit.
That's perfect.
He loves it. I just want to say this, and even behind the scenes, you can attest to this. Even like a few guys were saying last night, like I don't know, I don't seem to like Americans. And you're like, I think you gotta be there, mate. You know, like I think there's a bit of ghetto everywhere around the world. We were talking about Switzerland before this, right? And you would think, right? Switzerland is like Alps,
yes, I thought
rivers, beauty,
idealistic like place, beautiful
chocolate, fondue, cheese.
Yeah, right. And then you go there,
Toblerone.
and then you go there, right? It's pretty ghetto, bro. Some of the drains, they have like graffiti there. Some places, like people are a bit like hoodie and you're like, I don't know. And they're quite racist as well.
They are.
Yeah, and I'm not saying the US doesn't have racism. There's racism everywhere, mate. There's racism in Malaysia as well. I think you know by now.
Yeah.
But over there, I think we were declined than Uber, you know.
I think Europe in general, it's like since it's so white, it's like naturally there's just like racism in these countries. Like I lived in Germany. Yeah, Berlin is less racist because it's like a cultural melting pot, but like still you meet other Germans from other places and like still there was like this underlying racism there.
Yeah.
I have a black friend from New York who moved there and he, you know, it was a different experience for him than me to navigate for sure. And
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
My theory on this is that why people have negative opinions is that, you know, just like Ben, they're honest about the struggles or some of the issues, right? Like, I mean, ad nauseum, you watch whether it's CNN, left, right, whatever, it's always what's wrong with the country. And they want everyone to know about it.
Yeah. It's a great way to hook people in, right?
Yeah.
With that type of negative spin.
But then, for example, they don't show stats like, you know, how they say like America, but China don't like America, but then the number one people emigrating into America are the Chinese. They're breaking through the Mexican border to get to. So they don't highlight things like that because it doesn't really fit
the narrative.
The narrative.
Yeah.
So that's my theory, right?
Yeah.
The people in my comments seem to think like, you know, you go to New York and it's like you get shot immediately. That's like, this is like how they're thinking, or like, oh, you can't even walk the streets without getting robbed. It's like, if you just go there and walk around in any neighborhood except like the real ghettos, like you're going to be like, oh wait, I thought this place was disgusting and dirty. It's like, actually it's quite nice and fine in day-to-day life. You're not seeing all that crap that's in the news. It exists there, exists most places, and there are bad spots. Pretty much all of Europe and America has bad spots, then has beautiful spots that are really safe.
It is what it is, man. It is a world that we live in different shades of color, right? Even Japan, I don't know, everything is safe.
Really?
Yeah, there are places that are pretty ghetto as well.
You think it's less safe than Malaysia?
I think if you go to the wrong place in Japan,
Yeah.
I think only two places in the world you can say that is like really, really safe. I think Singapore and UAE, Dubai, right now.
Yeah, probably because it pussies.
Yeah, Singapore.
They say Denmark. They say Denmark is like very safe. I don't really know.
I've never been to Denmark.
I think of it as being a safe.
But they have
place.
like the highest consumption for antidepressants in the whole world.
Oh my lord!
Like per capita, they're like one of the highest.
Is that why
That's why they're safe.
Yeah,
maybe. Because I'm no longer depressed in the short term. Therefore, I'm not going to rob you.
They'll see in 50
long-term
years.
because they keep taking
Then they die. They eventually they die early, and
Exactly.
so it's like recycle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good,
so,
man. That's fucked up, man.
I just did a community poll. I just put out like, what is the safest country or safest place area in the world? And I put like USA, Europe, Asia, and Middle East.
I voted. Yeah.
There's like 1,000 votes now, and it's literally Asia like 94%, USA 2% votes. Like
It's perception.
I think it's also because of all the shootings and all that. People,
Gun violence is a big one.
I think the media in the US is so strong, so that just works against you, right? When you have negative events happen, you guys publicize the living shit out of it because you're good at it, right?
Yes.
And now everyone knows about it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Donald Trump just nearly got assassinated two times in like a few week period. That kind of says something. And just him in general being at the forefront gives a lot of people a weird impression. You know, he's a very outspoken guy. You know, some people love him. Malaysians, some love him. Some like think he's, makes America look horrible, even worse. And so it's just so mixed, man. I try to stay away from politics. I don't even lean on either side or care that much. It's all hogwash. I feel like it's, I don't know. And I never really did. And I always thought of it as like politicians are just all lying and they're all
100%.
Who knows? So
they're just people, right? They're people in power.
So you're trying to get elected. That's what it is.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Dude, I think if you're here long enough in Malaysia, I think you would start to notice the politics here as well. And you're just like, I guess it's the same everywhere, man.
I won't
It's a
really
different
talk
type-
about it. I'm like, I don't even want to dive into it because then I will have opinions about it. And I don't want to upset people in about stuff like this because it's not my place. Maybe, I feel like talking about like Malaysian politics or anything.
But it's so strange, right? Like, a lot of Malaysians feel as if they are very participatory in the American elections. It's like, Trump's going to ruin the country. I'm like, what's this got to do with you? This has nothing to do with you.
And some of the comments say like, I hope you're going back to like vote at least. It's like, you think I'm going to fly back to the US to vote in this silly election? Are you nuts?
It's a strange world we live in, man. Okay, so you're in Berlin, right? I'm gonna dial it back a little bit more, right?
Yeah.
You're in Berlin and you're partying, you're enjoying life.
Yeah.
What was the
Very
inspiration to get? What's the inspiration to get into tattooing, man? Was that a person? Was that a parlor that you went into? Or?
Yeah, just getting tattooed. Like my first tattoo, so like a big one on my arm. I think I paid like
shit!
€700, right? And the guy was doing 2 a day, and I was like,
That's a big piece, though.
big piece. 3 hours maybe. And I was
Yeah,
like,
it's no color, right? So I think it's
No
okay.
color.
Yeah.
I was like, this guy's making €1,400 today, like chilling in the studio, like having a conversation. I was like, wow. I was like, it opened my eyes. Like, is this possible for me? Like, can I learn how to do this? Like, I was already a bit into art and drawing. And so I decided to try and learn, just like research on YouTube and taught myself. I didn't take apprenticeship or anything. Just YouTube. Yeah.
Holy crap, mate.
Yeah.
You learned off YouTube how to tattoo?
Yeah. Anyone can, truly. You can teach yourself anything with YouTube.
That is
So I have to ask this because we have your buddy Ben as well, right? He's also in tattoos.
Yeah.
And he said that in Malaysia, there's a stigma towards people who learn through YouTube. They say it's like it's very...
It's not looked up to.
Yeah, it's not looked up
It's frowned
to.
upon.
Yeah,
in a way.
you didn't do it the right way.
Yeah. For sure, there's these people, especially traditional style
purists.
tattooers, and which in Malaysia, it's a lot more traditional. It's not like this contemporary or abstract, very eclectic, weird styles. It's much more traditional.
Right.
And so people, they have that mindset towards it.
It's an Asian thing, mate. In
So it's an Asian thing. It's not an industry thing.
It's definitely an Asian thing. Like if you go to the US, right, there's this guy, I forgot his name. He did it's something called a glory hole. I forgot what's his name. I know what you're thinking.
There's only one way to interpret that, man.
I know. But he caught, I don't know whether it's hole in your glory or glory hole or whatever. I know what you guys are thinking. It's not that.
That's his handle, like his name?
No.
Okay.
He's a very famous artist, but you stick your arm in there and then you do a tattoo.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So it is like a glory hole.
Yeah, it is a glory hole, but in a different way. It's a different type of glory, a different type of hole, right? So he tattoos whatever he wants, and he's a really famous artist. And what you can do is you can book him to do your tattoo in Central Park as well.
Interesting.
But it's fucking expensive, mate.
Good concept, good gimmick or concept is cool.
But you know what he would do? He would take parts to make the machine on the spot to tattoo you. It's called a prison gun tattoo. Scott Campbell is his name.
Scott Campbell. Sounds familiar. Yeah. I think
can you
very
just Google
famous.
Scott Campbell, like Campbell Soup, Campbell? And this guy, he would manufacture a tattoo machine gun out of scrap metal from the trash, sanitize it, and tattoo you in Central Park.
I don't know, man.
Interesting.
I don't know.
But his work is incredible.
If it's sanitized and he knows what he's doing, like, just trust it.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's a very famous tattoo
trash
artist.
in Central Park.
No, not trash. It's trash throughout the city, which is not the best.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, I guess there's more supply of trash then at least.
Yeah.
I know this guy.
Just search Scott Campbell Central Park or tattoo. Central Park tattoo. Yeah.
There's like the legitimate side of tattooing, and then there's the very like more underground side of tattooing. You know, in New York,
they did it for
many people tattooing without a license in New York. Everyone's tattooing in like studios, unlicensed studios. It's just like DIY. You know, it's like very DIY.
So I don't think this would pass in Malaysia because in Asia, a lot of people would frown upon this. They would think that this is not right and it's not the way to do it. But this guy is making bank, man. And he also does artwork and he sells it for a lot of money. Like he would stack like maybe 200 $1 bills and then he would carve the $1 bills into artwork and it would look beautiful. Yeah, and I think his work is very unique.
It's cool.
Yeah, but I don't think this would fly because in Asia, we have a very strong attachment to the stick poke method as well.
Right.
So because we graduated from the stick poke, I feel we have this very deep sense of rootness to the culture. Like, have you seen the Borneo tapping ones where it's very hypnotic? Even the Japanese ones where they like hold you with the long stick and then they start stabbing you.
Also Thailand, very,
So because of our culture, I think it's very, we have to do it that way. But I think in Europe and all that, and no, maybe not Europe, but in America, they are open to new ways of doing it.
South Korea has quite a scene that's different. It's like more along America's scene where it's like they're exploring different things.
Have you heard of Uzi?
Uzi, yeah. He's huge. He's incredible. Unbelievable.
Uzi is fucking crazy.
One of my inspirations for like starting as well was like, wow, this is very cool. I knew nothing about tattoos or tattooing, and I was like, this is a different level. This is wild.
Uzi is new level. If you ever come across Uzi like on Instagram, you can just like OOZY.
Like the gun?
Yeah.
Okay.
OOZY tattoo Korea. This guy is top shit. His tattoos look freaking. He did a DeLorean. You know the DeLorean? Bro, you see it?
He makes millions at this point. Like he can charge so much for that kind of work. Like, yeah, if you're that good and you have like something special, it's like you can charge whatever you want. And there's people out there who want to spend more and want to get the top guy because it's like, hey, I have a tattoo from Uzi. I spent 100K, 50K, whatever. It's like
he makes your shit look like ceramic. He can make it look real.
Yes.
Yeah, you can see, look at this guy's Uzi. I don't even know how he looks like, but he started off doing a lot of anime, manga, inspirational tattoos. But if you go to his current Instagram, right, it's insane.
Yeah, nowadays he's doing like big pieces. Big pieces.
Yeah.
That's kind of scary though.
His shit used to scare me. Oh, look at that one. Tattoo
The thing
artist
is,
Uzi.
he has like a YouTube channel, and so he has like time lapses. And
I saw that.
So that's very like engaging, and that's interesting, you know.
Close this picture. No, close the picture. You close the picture. I'll show you the ceramic one up. Aha, look at that.
Oh yeah, like the Ming vase.
This is insane, man. And he does a lot of freehand too. Like all the details are freehand.
Some of the artists who do freehand, it's like it's a different level. I was never talented in that way. Like I didn't have that
outline.
gift. Yeah, I'm more just like the technical part. But those artists, it's like they have this certain creative brain where it's like the work's different. You know?
Yeah, because you need to stretch the skin in order to
very much
to ink it in. So when you stretch it and then you let it go, that's when it kind of shrinks. So you need to do multiple layers, that type of thing. So this guy is like, he even like shades like a pencil, you know.
Yeah. So clean. He makes it look easy, but then you do it and you're like, oh, well, I won't ever do that.
I guess that's talent, right? Like
you
have to have an eye for it, an eye for ratios.
It's the Cristiano of tattoos, bro.
Yeah.
It's the Cristiano of tattoos.
Fuck,
it's
so
like
far
also
from that.
being maybe very still and just having like a certain type of coordination or I don't know, cognition with your hands and your brain and the way it connects.
You gotta be.
So you kind of have to be born with it.
I think
can you train?
A mix. It's both. You actually to be at that level, you need both. You need to be both born with some very,
and you gotta be hardworking enough to maintain it.
Yeah.
But just curious, what are things that for tattoo artists that are born centric?
Wow.
You know, like basketball is height, things like that.
I don't think to be honest, anybody could do it. Anybody can do it. It's just like to what degree. Like I always felt it was such an unnatural thing for me to learn to tattoo. And like I was so shaky because like I said, I was partying so much. And I think a lot of tattooers are like that. Tattooers are known to be like drinking and like
having a good time.
Yeah, having a good time. Yeah. And so they just manage it, right? But some better than others. And yeah, I don't think you need any specific thing depending on the type of tattoos you do.
Yeah. So the concept of, I feel, right, initially you would think that the tattoo artist is the creative. You have to be a creative person.
Yeah, that's
you
the
need
assumption,
to be artistic and everything, right? But to be real, I think my perspective after I've gone through a few artists and I speak to them and they tattoo me, some people are just really good at art and some people are just good at the craft of it. So you just need an outline. And the guy is really good at controlling the pressure on top of your skin.
That's what it is.
So there's the technique, like the technical masters.
So
right?
to answer your question, you don't need to be born with a lot of things because you just need to have a draft. You can print it out. You can buy off Shopee. There's this printing machine.
Yeah.
You print out the sticker. You stick it onto your arm. You peel it off. The size is already matched. Then if you know how to do it, apply the pressure and then make sure you do it right. So if you do too deep, then you start to hurt yourself. Do too light, the thing starts to fade. You need to know the correct pressure and depends on the person's skin, etc., etc., etc. Right? But the artistic element comes when you can do the draft for the client. Then they're like, oh, dude, that's sick. Or I want to tweak this, tweak that. And
now they're on iPads anyways.
I use an iPad. Like, I don't really know how to freehand illustrate. I just use different photos to make collages. I used AI, all sorts of things to put digitally together like a piece
image,
and make it. But like, I don't know how to draw. And so I think that there is a separation of like real tattooers, like some tattooers, the way they think is like only tattooers who know how to draw, and like they are very hardcore about it. And then there's the other tattooers, like they just do stuff digitally. They're just more technical about it. Maybe the client brings them the design, whatever it is, but like it's just the art, it's just the technical part of tattooing. It's like
some people bring
things.
a picture, bro. Can you just do this?
Yeah, from
and
Pinterest.
You're the client servicing tattooer.
That's
so
one problem in tattooing. It's like people will bring you a Pinterest tattoo that somebody else made, and then somebody will just take it and do it. You should always at least ask, like, where'd you get this? And like, you know, because another artist is not going to like that. You don't just steal their tattoo, you know? And that's a common thing where any walk-in shop, they don't care.
They don't care. I don't think, I think a lot of people don't really. Have you heard of Horitomo?
Horitomo.
State of Grace. Have you heard of it?
No.
It's like there's this tattoo artist that does tattooing cats. Can you just Google Horitomo State of Grace? It's this guy, I think he's based in LA, and he does tattoos of cats, tattooing cats in the traditional way.
Interesting.
Yeah, so like, you know how cats have like stripes, spots and stuff like that? So there's a Yakuza cat that's tattooing another cat. There you go.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
so it started. Yeah.
Some of those like full body tattoos, those are big money too. Like
that's big money.
Yakuza style, like
that's
Japanese bodysuits. Yeah.
You go all the way up, bro.
But you know the thing, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's a once off, right? Like if you do one and the guy's not really coming back.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, but then they tell, you know, that
you have to come back multiple sessions, bro.
No. I said he's not gonna come back because you've used his whole body.
Yeah.
But he will tell somebody will come because they see that. They're gonna be like, who did that? You know, who did that?
So this guy, he's really famous, but I liked the way he did it, but I'm not gonna fly all the way to fucking San Jose to get a tattoo.
It's very cool.
Right?
That's awesome.
Right. And
I like that.
he started this trend, and that's how I got my cat tattoos as well. Because I asked Abby whether I could do something similar.
Where'd you get it? In Malaysia?
Yeah. In Damansara. Her name's Abby. I'll link you up. She's a nice person, but I'm a pussy when it comes to pain. She's really good. My wife did a tattoo as well with her.
That's a painful spot. The inside of the arm, it's painful.
Oh, this part here at the bend, fucking hell, I was quiet. I was quiet for 20 minutes. You never see me quiet for 20 minutes, man. I was like, are you okay? Damn. Yeah.
That's funny. Was that the worst one? Most painful one?
This over here is the worst. This part here, not the best part, like the bend at the elbow.
For me, the legs are bad too. Back, the calf is very...
It was tender, huh?
Very tender. You wouldn't expect it, but one of the worst.
The calf, not even the back of the knee?
The back of the knee also bad.
Right.
But people tend to just go with the back of the calf because it's very fitting. It's like a nice canvas,
a nice space.
You know?
But that hurts?
It hurts a lot.
Oh, shit.
Why did you want to get one there?
I don't know, maybe.
I wouldn't let you deter you. Like, get it where it looks best, I think, and just deal with it.
Because the pain is a short-term thing, right?
Short term.
Just get over it.
You have the tattoo forever. Like, you just deal with it.
I think you handle pain better than I do. So I think you would handle it a lot better. Honestly speaking.
Just quiet by default, so this
Yeah. Okay, so you learned tattooing off YouTube, and then you started your studio in Berlin first, or did you move to New York before you started tattooing there?
So I went to Bali, and then
you went to Bali first.
I was learning there. I was doing free tattoos, posted in a Facebook group, like, hey, I'll do 20 free tattoos. I got like hundreds of messages.
Yeah, you want a free tattoo from Bali.
And I paid a studio for each tattoo I did because I had to pay for the space. You know?
Shit.
So I was
for the ink and for everything as well, right?
I was like, this is an investment. Like, I think this will pan out, you know? And it did. And I started getting a lot of bookings for New York, booked out a whole month for New York, got enough from the deposits to buy a flight, took a flight there. And like I rented an Airbnb and started to tattoo in the Airbnb. And it's just so nerve wracking, like inviting people into the Airbnb. I did not know what I was doing. And I was already charging money. And I was like, I just got to do it. I just got to suck it up. You know,
is it imposter syndrome type of thing?
Oh, yeah, for sure. You know?
Did you get over it after like a few
after
months?
A year?
After
that's a long time.
My first 40 tattoos probably were terrible.
Oh, really?
Like really bad where, you know, looking now would be like, oh, that's horrible. But it was part of my journey I had to deal with, you know, and I had to do that to get where I did, where I was eventually good. It's just how it's unfortunate, but
do you think people would recognize how or differentiate between good or bad work? Because, you know, I've spoken to Ben before, right? Ben, he tattooed this one, the monkey on me right now. And he tattooed MJ's one as well.
Yeah, that
on
one's
the
very
show.
good.
Oh, thanks.
It's very good.
Right?
Yeah.
Because I'm born in the year of the monkey. So when I asked him that you should do it for me, and I'm like, sure. So at the end of it, I was like, okay, you're going to be honest, Ben. Did you fuck up? He's like, yeah, a little bit. It
happens almost every tattoo. You see something where you're like, or you slip and you just play it off because it's like how it
Not
goes.
everybody's skin is the same either, right? It's not a machine thing.
So different every skin.
Yeah.
Certain types of skins, it's like
Sensitive, thick.
yeah.
Yeah, sometimes it's oily. You gotta keep wiping and shit like
But
that.
I guess the first 30 guys or girls that came to you knew they were the first.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
They kind of, everything was laid out on my Instagram. That was my portfolio. And they walked away seemingly happy, but I always thought they were lying to me. But maybe that was just in my head too. I was like, they're like, obviously lying. That's awful. That was my mindset after every tattoo I did, the first one. So
Are you the type where you feel as if it needs to be perfect before you actually give yourself a pass? Because I know people who are like that. So
not even.
not even.
Not even, no.
Because I think,
I'm American. I'm not Asian. We're very imperfect.
I just gotta say, I know Americans who are like that,
Really?
Yeah, plenty. Actually, more than Asians, if you ask me. But I think people pay you for that service because it's so difficult to fucking tattoo yourself, mate.
Yeah.
Right. And I think
They were paying me for the designs. I had a unique aesthetic and they wanted that more than the technicality in any way.
I think that's the toughest part actually of being a tattoo artist. It's finding your style.
Yeah.
That's, I think, the hardest.
That's the biggest part. That's what separates you, and that's what you'll get big from. Not how you could do the best tattoos, but if it's the same designs, if it's nothing special, you're not going to pop off ever.
Yeah.
Your content's never going to go viral. Your posts are never going to pop off. It's just
And no one will ever know what to look for, because you don't have a style that stands out.
Yeah.
Like, have you heard of Mambo Tattooer in Milan?
No.
Can you just Google Mambo Tattoo Milan, like Italy, Milan, Milan, Mambo Tattoo Milan.
There's some very good tattooers in Milan, actually.
Oh yeah,
big tattoo scene.
It's a fucking shame. Man. I went to Milan back in 2013 to visit my friend. At the time, I was so terrified to get a tattoo. Should have gotten a tattoo. Fuck my life. Check it. See, it's so unique. Bold,
Yeah.
Wow.
Bold. Yeah.
but color. Look at that wave at the top left as well. It's a remix. He worked with another tattoo artist to do this.
That's the thing. There's so many styles out there. And I mean, nowadays there is like almost too many tattooers. Like that's part of the reason I stopped is because like it became so much more difficult to stand out. There's just so many young tattooers on Instagram now. It's insane, especially in New York. All the hot spots, it's like, and they're doing them cheap. They're willing to do them for 100 where I would charge 600 or something. And so it's like, of course they're going to get more business. And so it just, my business dwindled a lot over the years because of as more and more tattooers became, and tattooing got more popular in New York. Now everybody has tattoo. In Brooklyn, it's like to find somebody who doesn't have a tattoo when you're walking around is very rare. It's crazy.
Wow. It is.
Especially like Bushwick, that's where I was tattooing. It's like the hub for artists and like that eccentric kind of thing. So
Bushwick is in Brooklyn or is it?
It's in Brooklyn, a little bit out further from like Williamsburg, just a couple stops, but that's like the hot spot. Now it's very expensive, but it's like, the gentrified artist spot. So now it's a lot of artists and stuff living there, but they have money from somewhere, from the parents or something.
Definitely.
That's what it is.
Have you heard of this girl named Jane Chuck?
No. Sorry, I don't know. It sounds like I don't know anybody. I never know. No.
Have you heard of Jane Chuck?
How can I not?
No. You know, right? You know Jane Chuck? You know her sister?
Actually,
yeah. Her sister is like a really famous tattoo artist now. And I think
Who's Jane Chuck?
Jane Chuck is this influencer turned business owner.
she was a blogger, during the blogspot era.
Zanga.
You could earn money from blogs, right?
Malaysian.
Yeah.
Actually, have you checked out the Malaysian scene and
tattoo artist scene?
Not really. Not too
dude,
much.
we should hang. I should bring you to Wayang Kulit. And I think you'd love the people there. I think Ben is a cool guy.
People keep telling me to do some content around it since that's my background, and I've gotten a lot of requests for that, but I never had the in or like maybe this could work well. Maybe you do a pop up. Wow, would be sick. That'd be cool.
You should do the whole thing. Oh, that'd be sick. I would do that.
I think I told one of you. I told one of you. I think in one of the messages, like during this journey of like starting YouTube, moving to Asia, I went broke and had to sell my tattoo machines.
Because I was asking MJ. Right? Whether I could do a tattoo on the podcast. It was so dope. You could tattoo me right here, right now.
That'd be cool.
Right?
That'd be cool.
And Ben actually gave me this tattoo here.
Really?
On the podcast. Yeah. Nice. Yeah. So I told
we had to remove.
Huh?
We had to remove the.
Yeah, to remove the podcast because he mentioned too many sensitive things about the industry, which is quite sad.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's quite a violent industry.
It is a very violent industry.
Don't say too much right now.
Yeah. No details. Just
he brought it up to you as well.
He told me the full story.
I know every other day you see on Instagram like a tattooer being canceled or outed for something. If that's, I don't know what you're referring to exactly, but at least in New York, there's so many like, I don't know, toxic tattooers, whatever you want to call it, that
Over
do some bad
here.
things, do some very bad
But
things.
I know it is really competitive. Like
Over here?
Very much.
No, here, and I think just in general. It's very, it's territorial.
Because it's such a cool job and lifestyle. It's like a lot of people are like, wow, I want to do that. Like, why?
But it hurts the shit out of your back though.
Yes.
Fucking hell, mate. That one, every time I do it, I feel pity for the tattoo artist because he's hunched over under a fucking mini light, staring at your fucking arm for hours.
Just bending in a way you're like, what are you doing, man?
Yeah,
Can't do
man.
that.
It took me, I think, 6-7 hours for this monkey one.
Ooh, that's
In one
long.
session.
Yeah,
That's
one session
long.
from like 2 p.m. till 9-10 p.m.
No, but you surely have to take a break, right? You got,
Yeah,
you
got break
gotta
lah.
take a leak.
Yeah.
I don't know.
True, so many breaks. I couldn't handle the pain. He couldn't handle his back. We were just like, you want to smoke? You want to smoke? You want to smoke? We had like, don't know, 8 to 10 smoking breaks in between. It's so
Same with
painful.
the first one that I got. It was like smoke break, smoke break, smoke break.
Yeah, you gotta take a break. It's so painful. And then when you get back to it, your arm is so sore. It's so sore.
Yeah.
It's so
The wiping,
tender.
just wiping it down in a way that you're like, stop it. Stop
yeah. Oh, it's so tender, man. But I think it was a good experience. I feel like that long. I never want to do a 6-7 hour tattoo again.
But now you want to get more? You want to fill your body or not
Yeah,
really?
definitely, definitely. I was thinking of getting like my wife. She's born the year of the sheep, so I want to do like a goat down here with horns.
Nice.
I think it would be quite cool over here.
Be cool.
Just to fill up the spot over here.
Sure.
Yeah, and I realized, right, there's a thematic thing going on. Like on the left side, there's a lot of personal shit. I love Japan. I love the podcast, studying Cali. And over here is very family oriented. It's like my pets, it's myself. And I thought like, I think Jen as a goat would be pretty dope.
That's good. Very wholesome. Very wholesome tattoos. That's
Right? I think
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like a thematic thing going on. So I felt like, it should be nice. And
Mine are a little aggressive in a way that's like, I have even some on my leg. I have one specifically that's like
on your calf or?
on my calf on like the inside that's like essentially like a threesome of 2 women and like a guy.
What
And-
the
and
fuck,
so-
bro? Can you see? Can you pull it out and put it on the table if you don't mind?
Can you put it on the table?
Yeah, because the camera.
This will be
I
a
was-
first, man.
Yeah, I don't care.
It's a lot for Malaysia, but
It's all right. Oh shit! I didn't notice it, but it's like a heartbeat.
Oh, okay.
it's a little bit faded now. Could use a touch up, but you can see it's good. You can't tell super
She's
close.
eating the girl out.
Yeah, and the guy's
Is
like
it a
underneath.
threesome?
It's a lot. It's a lot. Yeah, it is. That's what it is. But
Is that your favorite one? What's your favorite tattoo?
no, that was just like something I even got in like a trade. Like we would trade in the studio with each other, you know. And so most of these I got for free because like I would just tattoo them, they would tattoo me. And yeah, it was just something he had in one of his designs, and I was like, oh, that looks cool. Like I don't know, it's interesting, you know, whatever.
In my life, I would really want to get a neck tattoo.
I thought you were gonna say have a threesome.
No, I'm happy with my wife.
That's good. That's
But
good.
I've always wanted a neck tattoo, and that's the first thing that stood out when I saw your photos and your videos. I'm like, wow,
This
that's
one.
a fucking
He
sick.
freehanded this one. Freehand.
What the fuck?
This is like an example of a guy who's like, you know, extra talented, and like his name's Carson Foley NYC. If you are able to pull
Carson.
it up,
How do you spell Foley?
Foley.
Okay, Foley Carson Carson, right?
Yeah,
Carson Foley.
Yeah, Carson Foley
New York.
NYC. It's very unique style. Very like
It's aggressive.
It's aggressive. Yeah, a lot of like abstract stuff.
But the downside of getting too many tattoos, right, is I can't get into an onsen in Japan, and I fucking love onsen.
right.
Yeah, I gotta find
Right.
private onsens. Oh wow.
Well, I think you would have to look on Instagram. Oh yeah, they're here. They're there. But like he freehands those, and so
That
it's like
is insane. That's quite legit, man. It's like
yeah,
warped.
it's wild.
Wow. Oh shit, is that 8-bit?
Cool stuff. A lot of it is like relatively feminine. He's like a super gay guy, and so he even like he just assumed I think I was gay because a lot of his clientele is, and especially because he does flowers and stuff. But this one is more like neutral, or you know, it's whatever.
It's hard to do at the neck too. I feel like you would have to bend your head a lot.
Yeah, it was uncomfortable. But he posted some story like not that long after he did mine, like my tattoos are for the gays. Like it's something for like straight guys. It's just like an accessory. It was something where it was like interesting. I don't really care. I just like the tattoo, but I thought it was so funny. I was like, he must not get that many like straight male like clients at all, especially given the location. Like, you know, Bushwick is very, very all over. Again, like every other person has a tattoo. Every other person is gay or trans.
Wait, is
or
it really? Is it like a gay thing there?
It's just like such a. Yeah, especially now with like everyone identifying as either queer or
dude, this identifier shit is weird,
it's
man.
huge. It's like I was engulfed in that world because of tattooing and because half the people in my studio are identify as queer or they're like Chinese girls, like they them, but they're they them. And so like the clientele was like that. And so I had to tiptoe a little bit because I mean, I don't know. I grew up a different way, like saying whatever I want.
Are you a 90s kid?
90s, 91.
Oh.
Yeah. And
Oh,
so
you're born the year of the sheep as well.
Really?
Yeah, same as my wife.
I never even knew. I don't know anything about that.
Oh, shit. Okay. I vibe with a lot of sheeps. I don't know why.
Interesting. Maybe I should. It's nothing like horoscope. It's just not like horoscopes.
Sort of.
Similar.
Horoscope is a month.
Yeah, horoscope's a month.
Horoscope's a month.
Zodiac is the year. Are you, what are you, January, February, March?
December.
Oh, okay. So it's definitely sheep, yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, are you saying? So a lot of the clientele you have to tiptoe around the them, Caesar.
Yeah. It was like, it's such a big thing. It's like, I was just in that world all of a sudden where I was like, okay, I have to
really they're paying you, right? So yeah.
I think it's that specific part of Brooklyn.
Very
I
much.
feel.
Was it like that as well when you were there?
Yeah. Williamsburg, Bushwick, your bougie white neighborhoods in Brooklyn are typically like that. But then the deeper in you go in Brooklyn, you sort of lose that and you enter more ghetto, Bed-Stuy, deeper into Brooklyn. Yeah. Then you don't see so much of they, them.
Yeah.
It's
very Bushwick specifically, like all
die alive.
and Berlin as well, but Berlin was more what I would say like traditional gays, like normal, just like they're not even that into that whole new school scene of it, all this stuff, whatever you want to call it. But like, I don't know, it's just like because I had a lot.
Who the fuck calls it new school?
New gays and old gays.
Yeah, something like that. Like, hard to even explain, but like.
It's so strange, my guy. Have you tried opening a Facebook account? Do you know how many fucking like options you have?
59 or something like that, right?
Facebook account.
You can identify as a pineapple.
Oh yeah.
You got 59 options now on Facebook.
As a pineapple.
You can identify as a pineapple, bro.
Really?
Yeah, one of the lists I think I saw.
You can identify as a billionaire, man.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
It's a lot.
Yeah, but I never really saw this happening until recently. I remember I had a client. I wouldn't say who, but then I couldn't say she or he. I couldn't say him or her.
That's the main thing is never misidentifying somebody.
Oh, so tough.
So I would always just say they, right? They gave me this, they, whatever. You would never say he or him or she or he.
It's so difficult, bro. The grammatically is completely wrong. So I'm like, give me the thing.
Just mumble your way through.
I mumble my way through because I don't want to.
So it's just,
But then they find out like, oh, I'm just like a straight white male, and they're like, oh, well, then he's the one misidentifying me. That was
Straight white males got it hard, my guy.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
Straight white males got it hard in 2024, my guy. I can tell.
Especially in New York, it's like it's crazy.
Yeah.
So here it's refreshing. It's like it's a little more. Back to how I remember it. And nobody's too sensitive about any of that stuff at all.
At least not yet.
People are sensitive about other stuff, but like not that.
I think we live in our own bubble, my guy.
Yeah.
Over here in Malaysia, I think we live in our own political, racial bubble where we think that that's the world, but actually it's not. And then when you get out of the country, you realize that maybe what you really cared about so much doesn't really matter so much. Yeah.
Do you think it's very divided even between the people here in Malaysia? Like the views?
I think there are people who know and there are people who don't. And I have to say, I think I'm quite a naive person. And I think the faster you admit that you're naive, I think the better at this point.
Yeah.
Right? Like you just need to travel 1 hour in any direction and you would probably come across through different types of bubbles.
Right.
At least 2.
Right.
Right? Don't you think?
Yeah, pretty much.
Maybe more, honestly speaking.
My exposure is my comments. I get, otherwise I would have no idea. But now I get to see really like, okay, people are like a little bit against each other. People have weird opinions about Chinese Malaysians and other types of Malaysians and this thing. And then they say like, oh, but Terengganu's the government there is this. And then, but East versus West Malaysia. But West Malaysia is so much, or East Malaysia is so much friendlier. You got to move here. It's like, oh, there are some differing opinions. About
very. And it all,
it's complicated.
There was an episode that we did with this guy. His name is Roman Bose. And he talks about it. He's a Singaporean who was the advisor for Najib Razak for 6 years.
Who's that?
He's our most famous prime minister.
Oh, yeah.
You know the 1MDB scandal?
You know the 1MDB scandal? He's the guy that
scandal,
he funneled money out of the country in Malaysia, and then what he basically did was he funded a lot of via his
Wolf
finance.
of Wall Street was funded by our
tax money.
Our tax money by Malaysians. Yeah.
DiCaprio's bank account is bigger because of it.
There's a piano in Miranda Kerr's crystal piano, right? A diamond piano
What
in Miranda
the fuck?
Kerr. Yeah, yeah.
It's got diamond piano.
Courtesy of our friend Mr. Low.
Yeah, equanimity yacht, 2 billion, something like that.
It's
It
ridiculous.
was like a boatload of money. It was
Okay.
like not trivial.
But it was meant for
Wow.
it was meant for the people. It was meant to be an investment fund.
Did he get caught? Did he get in trouble, or did he just get away
Yeah, he's in
with it?
prison right now.
Yeah. So now I think it's trial now, right? Then suddenly he's on a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Wait, what? He's on a wheelchair?
Yeah.
I swear it's
Wow.
yeah. I mean, it's a long story.
Yeah, it's a very long
thing,
story.
you
You can
know.
go
But
look
like,
it up, yeah.
you can look it up later. But basically, a lot of the things had shifted long ago, is because
Oh, the US DOJ got involved as well. When
Department
Obama,
of Justice.
Loretta Lynch, is it her name? I can't remember.
I can't remember.
She
I
was
don't
the DOJ under
But-
Obama. Yeah.
When I was in the US and I was studying there in 2013, I was lining up for a sandwich in I wouldn't say downtown. It's like suburban San Francisco, right?
Yeah.
The first time in my life, I was lining up behind two white ladies and they were ordering a sandwich and I was ready to order a sandwich. And then they started speaking to each other and said, "Did you hear about that Prime Minister of Malaysia? They were funneling money out. It's like 2.6 billion. Oh my God, how could you live like that?"
Wow.
And then
That's funny.
I was the Malaysian guy right behind them. I'm like, not the right time to say I'm from Malaysia.
Singaporean.
They would never expect a
They
Malaysian
wouldn't
to be around.
They wouldn't. They wouldn't. It's suburban SF, right? It's quite out there. So I thought like, wow, news can spread pretty fast. And at that time, I think the internet was, Facebook was the prime time. Instagram was up and coming. So a lot of the news spread through the interweb. It was a strange time. But I digress. Basically a lot of the racial things that had begun in Malaysia is because they want to basically win the popular vote.
Yeah, we're an artificial country. Like it's so weird that 3 big racial groups are in one country.
It's a strange place. It's like a miniature America that
Right.
started 300 years later. And because we have the internet, things are a lot more divided than united.
Yeah.
Ironically, not United States of,
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think because of this timeline, we are, how in the US it's so open? You would have like Hispanic communities, you would have like black communities, you would have white communities, you would
Very
have
much.
Asian communities, and people would there would be racial intense moments. But over here, I think like if you go down the rabbit hole, you would know that there were riots, there were civil wars and everything like that.
But they had a civil war as well.
Yeah, but their civil war was fought like with horses and stuff, right?
500,000 people died though. So it's pretty bad.
I mean, compared to our population.
no, but I think it was 10% of their population.
Holy shit, it was 10%.
Civil war, yeah. 500,000 and
But
then
ours was...
Don't know.
it's all right.
It's like
Don't worry about it, man.
So American. I know, like,
It's okay.
even about our own country, just like,
Mate,
know so little.
But okay, so what? That's true. So that is a fair criticism of Americans, I think. But I do have an explanation that has a small positive spin on this. Unlike most, I called it the old world, right? Europe and Asia. We tend to look back a lot. So we look at our history and we learn about it.
Yeah.
Americans look forward a lot more.
What's an
Like-
example?
No, I mean the fact that they don't know their history and they're always
Oh,
thinking
oh.
on like what's next, like the next big thing, tag.
They just like don't teach us like much, which is crazy. I mean,
Really?
like in terms of like world history and they teach about American history. Maybe I just didn't pay attention, but like actually they don't teach us enough about like the rest of the world. I
The
just
same
did
is the same here, man.
I just did
It's
an
the same
interview
here.
yesterday. So that video is going up today. It's like, what country has the most beautiful women? I was asking people in Malaysia.
Oh shit.
But like during the conversation with one of the guys, we got into talk about America, and he was like, "Yeah, I saw like a video where they asked Americans like what country each flag is," and he's like, it was something like 10% actually knew what country matches to which flag. Like they just had no idea. And he was from France. He's like a guy living in Dubai. He's from France. He's like, in France, they just like, you would know that at 10 to 15 years old, like they just teach you all of that. And like, they teach you really well. They make sure that you know this kind of thing.
I don't think Malaysians.
But
know.
you know what the thing about Americans that not only
Really?
do they get it wrong, they get it wrong in like such a proud way. Like
No,
someone said they're proud of it.
Bro, I just want to say
It's,
also.
it's
I
actually
see what
quite
you mean.
endearing,
I see what you
It's
mean.
actually quite interesting and pretty cool. Yeah, anyways, yeah.
I feel a lot of these videos that are done, okay? No shade on your video, I'm just saying. The clicky ones are the ones where you put in where the people don't know the flags.
Yeah, that's true.
You wouldn't put in the ones that people know all the flags. You put in one and you'd be like, wow, that guy's really smart.
That's true. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Unless you really do it every day for a whole solid year at the same location, then you would have a very, very good idea of what that area it comprises of.
Right.
But if you were to go to a typical Malaysian, I guarantee you they wouldn't even know to list all the states in Malaysia. I don't even think a lot of people know the difference between okay, I bet most Malaysians can't name 5 African countries.
Yeah.
I bet they think Africa is a country.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
I've spoken to Malaysians who, and I was
Most
again,
keyword is most, man.
I was like sort of arguing in the comments with a guy. He's like, Americans, literally, he said 90% of Americans don't know the difference or don't even know that there's a Central, South, and North America.
Bro.
I said, no. I said, they definitely know that there
definitely know.
is. And he's like, no, they don't. He said, Malaysians, like, we at least know this. I said, I've spoken to Malaysians who like told me that Kuching was in Sabah. I've spoken to Malaysians who like didn't know where like Sandakan is or like these places. And he was like, well, then they weren't Malaysians. Like,
See what I mean?
like,
See
well,
Yeah, it's a no-
why do you?
Scotsman.
Yes, they were though.
Yeah. You see, I just think like all of us live in multi-different bubbles. So that's why you
Yes,
think,
for
you know.
sure.
And like I think when you read, because I like doing all those stupid quizzes online where they like name as many countries as possible, you know, at the time within 5 minutes.
Yeah.
That's why I do it. And that's why I can name 5. And also because I watch football, right? Watch soccer.
Yeah, anyone who
football.
watches football has automatic.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
I would know
Correct.
proper cities in different European countries.
You know
because
the
of-
most popular
football.
names.
Yeah,
things like that.
and people in Europe feel very like, wow, you know about it, and they would feel like, how do you know? It's kind of like coming to Malaysia, and you telling, oh, I know where this little like I know where SS15 is in Subang. You're like, how do you know?
Right.
How do you know? And you're in this country right now.
Yeah.
Right. But if you go to, I met this German guy, right? And I told him, oh yeah, I like Dortmund a lot. Then he's like, wait, how do you know Dortmund, mate? I'm
Who's
like, "Oh,
Dortmund? Who's Dortmund?
Dortmund. It's
Dortmund.
Borussia Dortmund is the German.
club,
It's a
yeah.
football club, and I
Okay.
used to love that club because I thought the attacking
just pass me my phone.
aspect of the team was really was really good. So I liked the team. I playing FIFA, right?
Marco Royce, bro.
Yeah, Marco.
It's all about
yeah,
the
and,
Royce, bro.
yeah, and a lot of people in Germany were like, how do you know this? And when I went to Switzerland, I know like FC Basel. I'm like, how do you even know where Basel is?
Maybe that's why I don't know anything. I don't watch sports. I can use that instead of just being American. Like, oh, I don't watch sports. I don't
Instead of just being American, let me watch sports.
No, I think Americans watch American football and baseball, so that's why it's within the country or the
We don't watch
NBA.
soccer, right? Soccer.
Yeah. So I think
But before that, I think we need to answer the question, right? Like, because we weren't on the street interview, but where the
was the
most
question?
beautiful women
oh,
from?
where are the most beautiful?
Yeah.
The answer is Spain.
Yeah, I want to hear you guys.
The answer is Spain.
you, Spain?
Spanish women are the best looking women.
For you, it's like a no-brainer.
It's obvious. It's an obvious
Wow,
answer.
Spanish.
But what about
Spanish-
like Brazilian? What about like the other?
But the-
you know,
Okay, no.
Hispanic?
Let me rephrase it this way. Okay, like let's go by continent, and then we will do like a tournament style. Okay?
Why are you doing a World Cup elimination phase,
No,
bro?
actually, if it's by tournament style, my answer may change.
Yeah. Okay. So wait. So
Wow.
let's start with the Americas, the New World.
Okay, America.
I mean, yeah.
If I'm inclined to say like South American women, but at the same time, the media portrays American blonde hair, blue eye women as. So I still have to say like
That's what a lot of people here seem to be into. German, you know, they were like
The blonde hair, blue eye
Say
look.
why blonde hair, blue eye.
It's the look, right? So for me, if I were to vote for the majority of people, I would still say the typical average American girl, like girl next door, like Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift is like,
That was my crush growing up for sure.
Really?
Taylor Swift.
I bet
100%.
everybody at
No,
least jerks off to
Sydney
Taylor Swift
Sweeney.
at least once.
for sure.
Oh.
Since when you see what I mean? You know?
My days.
Yeah, even Megan Fox, all these girls like
Katy
Scarlett
Perry.
Johansson. Yeah, they have that look, right? The American beauty.
Megan Fox was like the quintessential, like, you know, crush of every
Yeah.
Pretty much.
guy growing up.
Yeah, post Transformers.
Yeah.
But personally, I think the South American looks a lot better in my opinion.
I think a lot of Americans would say that. Like
Brazilians.
if I asked them, they would say like, you know, South Americans or
Yeah, the-
Latinas.
Yeah,
they
the
would
big
say.
booty.
Right.
you know.
Colombians.
Yeah.
Right.
But either way, if I'm voting, I would still say American girl.
Plus, they have like a special warm personality that like makes them attractive.
But that
too.
southern hospitality though,
Yeah.
you know, that Texan southern hospitality, I quite like as well.
Tour girl, right?
The hak tua I like it, you know. Like, you know, I've been to restaurants where I've received American and southern hospitality. I quite like it. So I still say America, man. For me.
Yeah, everybody.
Likewise.
So,
yeah. I think Californian women generally are very good.
Dude, have you seen how fit those moms are in strollers in the park? They're fit, man.
For some reason on the
LA
East,
is very much like that. One of the people said like Hollywood, like anyone.
Oh, but if you've been to
like
Hollywood, not really lah.
Yeah.
if you've been to Hollywood, not
Literally
really.
the movies, these stars, like sure,
right.
but like if you're actually in Hollywood, no go.
no way, man.
It's a real mixed bag.
Yeah.
But you see, if I were ask a random guy like, who would you bang if you had the chance to bang any girl? You would immediately say Scarlett Johansson or some shit from the US, right? Would you even? Could you even name?
But that's a result of
Hollywood.
movies and.
But bro, let me ask you a question, MJ. Would you bang Scarlett Johansson?
Yeah.
I would bang Scarlett. I think Jen would be disappointed if I didn't want to bang Scarlett. Are you okay?
You only have two options. You either say yes or you're a liar, right?
Yeah, it's true.
You only got two choices.
It's true.
Yeah. So I still say America.
Some of the guys said whatever their wife or girlfriend is because they're just like maybe she'll see this. Of course, I'm going to say Malaysian or like like the Malaysian guys actually they were saying Malaysian.
No, I would pick Japanese.
Okay, so wait, so that's the Americans. Then what do we think of Europe? You're Swiss, right?
Huh? No lah.
It's
Yeah.
such a tough
I think
question because
so.
like
I think so.
You prefer Swiss?
No. Within Europe, I think Spaniards, regardless of gender, I think even the males are very good looking. Yeah, so my vote is Spaniards.
I'm torn between Spain, or Sweden.
Oh, Sweden.
That's true.
I love how you're just like disregarding Asia. You're like not even
No.
considering.
We're going there. We're going there.
Okay. I see.
Continent.
That's right. We're doing a continent.
Yeah.
Okay. Forgot.
I like Italian women.
I think that's
Of course, they're beautiful.
We're also in the UK.
Yeah, that's true.
UK cannot. I'm sorry. UK cannot.
Oh, you know all the best looking girls in the UK are all waitresses.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Really?
Yes,
they're pretty
yes.
hot. They're pretty hot. Yeah.
Yes, and then I went to Scotland. Scotland has a very significant Italian population. The waitresses there are Italian as well.
But they're hardworking people, right? Italians. Yeah. You know.
Outside of Italy, yeah.
Yeah.
And like British is not known like the British specifically not known for being like the most attractive women.
I think
Scottish,
the British have very bad teeth in general.
Yeah.
So I'm not a fan of that. But when I see an Italian woman, I can just imagine like tan skin,
Monica
luscious
Bellucci.
hair. Yeah.
Beautiful accent as well.
Big eyes, and they cook for you. And I'm like, wow, that's
Wait, but what do we think of? What do we think of like the Russians?
But then you have like Russian women
Russians
are
are
beautiful.
beautiful.
Like you,
Right?
then
It's hot, right?
you think of the next country and you're like, oh wait, but then those are
then
beautiful.
yeah.
And then there's like French girls who are beautiful as well. So it's like
no, France was a close second for me.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
when I think about it, I'm like, no, Italian, man.
I think
Italian.
honestly, I'd have to go like toward like Russian and Italian. Like there's just a level of beauty there that's like crazy.
I just don't like the accent, the Russian accent.
Oh yeah,
I'm not a fan. Like, I cook a meal for you. You eat now.
But you're not blowing Putin, bro.
Have you ever dated a Russian girl? Any of you dated with a Russian girl?
No.
Like me living in Bali for a while, there's a lot of Russians in Bali, and in Thailand too. Now, like tons of Russians. And so on Tinder, I match with a lot of Russians.
How are they?
The personality and the way it pans out and the way that they expect a lot and expect money and stuff. It's like it's not attractive.
So is
I
it
don't
true
like
that they have this a more traditional
Yeah,
expectations?
very,
Like,
very.
It's
It's like it's
like-
almost they make it like so obvious. Like this,
The male has
you
to
better
pay
have
for
money.
the meal.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't date.
First date should be like a nice meal, or else
really?
they're like
Champagne
offended.
or nothing.
A little bit like that.
Yeah.
The more you show them money wise, like the better.
I think they look too snooty for me as well. I know they have blonde hair, blue eyes, but they have like their nose in the air all the time. I just don't like that. But Italian woman is like, I know I have a few Italian friends, and even the girls are very nice. They're like, no, you shouldn't pay. We should pay together. That thing.
Really?
Yeah. And she would defend, like, Italians are fucking hardworking. Just because you think Italians don't take a siesta doesn't mean they're not hardworking. So I think I think it's very similar to Asian values as well. That's why I quite like it.
our next region is MENA, Middle East,
Middle East.
North Africa. I never lump Africa inside.
I love Middle Eastern women personally. I think really beautiful. Like really like
I think Turkish is
Turkish,
probably the
Lebanese, Moroccan. It's like I think Saudi Arabian, like they can have some really
Yeah.
naturally
True. The eyes,
beautiful women.
the features are pretty good.
Features are really
Sharp features.
organic.
Yeah.
This is what one of the guys was saying in an interview. He's like, I think he likes Middle Eastern women. I mean, he's like living in Dubai, and I think he's Saudi himself. But he said like because they're less superficial, they don't get like a lot of plastic surgery and stuff. They keep it very natural. And I never thought about it. I'm like, maybe that's why I see them as having this natural like organic beauty or something. Is because they don't have like lip fillers. And they keep it very like
That's the opposite of the US. I think the US is very
very much.
I think it's very difficult for me to decide Middle East. Because I'm not particularly a fan overall. I just think Turkish because they have a little bit of Asian features, which I find more attractive personally. So I would just say Turkish for that reason.
Yeah, not really.
I can't say the one that I like because
Why?
Why not?
Now I really want to know.
the J's. Okay, anyways, can't.
Are you serious?
For me, yeah. For me.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
You don't agree?
The J's?
The J's. Which one? I don't know.
So from a country that starts with an I or a P. Dude, are you real? Like we're not allowed to travel there.
Am I slow today? I mean,
Malaysians are not allowed to travel there.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Okay, moving on.
Man, what about you, man? So,
I'd say like Lebanese maybe because there's like big populations of Lebanese in New York, and so I got to see like some girls that were like infatuatingly beautiful, and so like that's in my mind, you know. Otherwise, like I don't think I have enough experience with enough other Middle Eastern
likewise
to differentiate and like know.
I think the Middle East is a place that I've never visited before in my life.
I really want to. I'm really curious about it. People say good things about like Morocco and
good things like
certain
Morocco.
places. Yeah, not all of it. But some of it.
I've never been. I've never even considered. We nearly went to Jordan, Petra. That's the nearest.
I've only been to Turkey and Dubai. That's it.
I mean, that's already double.
Did you like it? Dubai.
It was hot. It's 50 degrees.
But no one likes Dubai. I don't even know a single person that goes to
Open the
Dubai.
door, you
I
can
love
feel
Dubai.
a heat wave, like the definition of a heat wave.
Right.
No one
It was a
ever-
transit to UK, so it doesn't really count. I would say.
I see.
It's a bit expensive just to fly anywhere in the Middle East, and like the whole trip is typically expensive. That's why it's never even on my radar right now.
But I recommend
Asia. Let's go to
Turkey,
Asia.
right?
Stay in Asia.
I heard the food is good. I bookmarked a few places in Turkey.
I love Middle Eastern food. That's a big thing.
That's good.
In New York, it's huge. You know, in Berlin, huge Middle Eastern population as well. Like it's very, very popular in Berlin. Like Turkish, Lebanese people, they migrate there. So there's huge communities of them. So I think that's why I really like Middle Eastern women is because I was exposed to a lot of it, but I still don't know like maybe which one so much more than others.
I think the key feature is probably eyes. Their eyes are pretty
eyes.
are large. They have long lashes. You know. Yeah. I think that's probably the main sell. But how are you going to categorize the last continent? Last few continents?
Asia, just Asia.
No, but it's like Asia Pacific as well, right? Australian women. But no one really likes Australian people.
Yeah.
Let's just exclude the Aussie.
Oceania. No, that's Oceania.
Yeah, you know, New Zealand. You know,
It's only Australia and New
say
Zealand.
Asia.
it's probably the unsexiest language.
Yeah, but it's like Australia and New Zealand. Like,
Yeah.
They're whatever.
but Asia is hard.
Australians don't like us that much either. Americans like a lot of questionable stuff about us from them. Too.
I think it's just your media, man. The Americans gotta work on their media, their PR. Yeah, everything coming out. Yeah,
it's not from them actually going to America. None of the people who really have terrible things to say. It's only because things they see on TikTok and like YouTubers saying things in the news.
Yeah,
and so they take it to heart, and it's like that's their new identity now.
Yeah.
So last one, Asia. This is the hardest one.
I think this is the toughest one.
This is the toughest one.
It is very very tough.
Japanese,
bro, 100%.
Koreans,
Nah.
Japanese probably for me.
right? Filipinos,
Okay.
Very good as well.
Thais,
Very good.
No. Thais is on the last. Thais is no bueno for me. Thai no.
Indonesians.
Really?
No. Thailand is zero.
Thailand would be lower for me, but there are ones that are beautiful.
Thailand's not even top 10, my guy, for me. Thailand not even top 10.
There's one very underrated one, and it's the Central Asia, the Stans. Have you seen them?
Oh yes,
They are Asian with blue eyes.
bro.
No.
Kazakhs,
that's
right? They look God tier.
Yeah.
God
Yeah,
tier.
yeah.
Because they have that interesting mix.
Yeah.
It's almost like a Russian Asian, like
Yeah, it's like
European Asian.
imagine like black
Yeah.
hair, but with green gray eyes. So,
It's
how do you get that?
It's
How do you
so
get-
rare.
That's not fair.
Unique doesn't mean
not fair.
attractive, MJ. Unique doesn't mean attractive.
but they are.
They are attractive. They are attractive.
For me, East Asian in general, I think I really am into Chinese girls. I'm very into Korean girls and Japanese girls. So it's like they're all beautiful.
Nihongo Jozu, man.
Yeah.
With Bornean.
Oh, Bornean, top 3 lah, top 3.
Borneo is good.
Borneo is top 3
right?
for me. Yeah, I think number 1 is Japanese.
There were a lot of beautiful
Number 2
women
is Chinese.
in Kota Kinabalu.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because they have that look.
Yeah.
It's that look. It's a very unique Pan-Asian look.
It's unique.
Yeah.
And they were more receptive to me there than here.
Because they are very like take care of the family. They're very culture and all that. I think when you get to a city, it's a bit different. It's a bit more superficial.
For sure.
Yeah, but I feel like the Japanese girl would be the pinnacle of this because of porn and because of entertainment. I'll be honest, right? I think porn has like romanticized Japanese women in that
I think
sense.
one underrated one are Taiwanese, and I'm gonna make that distinction.
Yeah.
Sorry, PRC people, right? But I'm gonna make this because they're more international Taiwanese.
Oh, yeah.
Not
Definitely.
China
More.
Chinese, right?
Yeah.
So I think they're
Taiwanese have this like island girl look when they're tanned. I quite like that look.
yeah.
I quite
I
like
don't
that
think I
look.
know enough Taiwanese girls to even like I haven't
And when
met
they're
enough.
when they're tan, they look very island. Wow, it's like a like a exotic beauty. But then when you go to the very fair ones, you're like, wow, very refined beauty. That
I
type
feel
of
like
look.
Philippines is a little like that, where they're like Latina almost.
Almost,
You know?
yeah. But I just
Can
feel like the Philippines doesn't really appeal to me because I think the majority of the male and female population don't look as good as the top tier ones.
Right.
But if you evened out like the Japanese ones and the Chinese ones, I think there are more generally more attractive people.
Do Malaysians have a weird thing about Filipinos and like the way they think about people from the Philippines? Maybe it's again just in my comments, but
generally we don't care too much.
Yeah.
We like the stereotypes are the men there like to cheat.
Really?
And they sing.
Okay.
They sing. They're good with their voice.
Yeah, they're
and
good
the man
singers.
likes to cheat.
right.
That's the 2 stereotypes. But then we do have you may not know this, but Sabah is claimed by Philippines. They're actually fighting like
So many Filipinos there.
Yeah, Sabah belongs to Philippines.
Interesting.
The Sulu Sultanate. So that's the beef that we have. That's about it. Yeah.
So the beef is mostly because there's so many migrants, like also just right. I think is part of it.
Yeah. There's a Filipino market in Sabah as well. There's plenty.
Yeah.
But overall, Japan.
Yeah, I think
Japan for sure.
It's so hard.
I think the style is big for me. I really like women with cool style, unique style, stuff like that. And
Yeah.
So yeah, I think
But the Japanese also, I feel sometimes it's a very weird line they draw. It's like they're either extremely conservative looking, they cover up and everything, but at the same time, like they also show a lot of skin. Some of them.
some of them, yeah.
Yeah, but Japan's such a long country. So if you go up north, you see the very fair.
Yeah.
You go all the way down south, like Okinawa, you get like the very tan ones. So I think across all, you have various types of beauty in Japan. That's the thing.
Growing up, that's where I wanted to visit the most was Japan,
Cool.
you know, and it was always so expensive. It was like out of reach. I was like, I'm never going to go there. But now I'm closer, and so I will finally go at some point soon. You know,
Yeah.
You should
I'm
go.
dying to go.
That should
Dying to
be
go.
top
I
priority.
know that it's going to feel like a city I love, where I'm going to be like,
You wouldn't want to live there,
I
mate.
could live here for a month or kind of thing. Not forever, right?
Yeah.
Especially because the language and
No, the paperwork is a bitch and a half, you know?
yeah, all that.
Yeah, and then you don't really have good friends there, I feel. I mean, it's not to say that the friends that I have there are not real friends. It's just that they always have a mask. Like, I think if you spoke to a Malaysian, they would be very honest if they told you they hated their job. But if you spoke to a Japanese, it's okay.
Yeah. Well, all the foreigners in Japan say like they never feel, even after 20 years, they're not like
You never
a
feel
local.
like you're connected to
they're
anybody.
outsiders.
That's right.
Yeah, and you
So-
should never marry a Japanese girl, I feel. Just saying. Like, they change.
They feel difficult to. At least I don't have any experience with Japanese girls, so I guess they're not really in my wheelhouse too much.
They are attractive, but the moment they settle down, their role is no longer your wife. They are a mother.
Oh, okay, I get it. Yeah, I
You
get
know?
it.
So their priority is no longer you.
Now you are 2 lah.
You are
the
you
two.
earning money.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're number 2 in their list. Actually, maybe even number 3
No,
because they
you're
care
a
about your
tool. TOOL. Now you are.
Oh, you're a
their
tool. Yeah, that one too. Yeah, so I think it's a very different dynamic.
Yeah.
Majority, not all. Yeah, nowadays I think most Japanese women are trying to stay single, I feel. Even Chinese girls are trying to stay single. Like, I don't know whether you guys, I've met a few of my clients as well. They're from mainland China and they're like, I'm not going to settle down.
I've dated with a lot of like mainland China
Yeah, what's the
girls, for
experience?
sure. Good experience. Like for me, I really like that. It's mixed, but like for the most part, I feel like it's easy for me to connect with Chinese
Oh, yeah?
girls. Yeah, and I feel like they, especially the more westernized they are, for sure. But yeah, they're typically the ones that I meet, especially also in New York, big population of Chinese. So like I dated a lot of Chinese girls in New York, and Yeah, good experience. So I have good impressions of Chinese girls. And I think they're beautiful too.
I think they're very family oriented, you know.
Yeah.
They have good values in general. It's a very Asian thing. But I
They
think
typically have daddy issues a little bit.
yeah.
I would say like they just
All of them have, yeah.
Yeah, I see that.
But the Japanese ones I feel will be, although they are nice to look at, they're very distant. It's like you don't really know what they really like. They will tell you
Yes.
everything is great.
very much.
Yeah.
But they can be cold. They can be a little bit
Depending
cold.
on which part.
But we're only talking about looks, so
Yeah.
not
So
that
number
much.
one Japanese for me.
Japanese.
Yeah, I think so.
I would say looks Japanese.
Yeah. What will you do? Korean.
I actually don't know. I
It's
don't
tough.
know. I think
hard.
if you ask me today, I might say Japanese. You ask me tomorrow, I might say Chinese. I don't know.
But
So
it's a close tie, I feel, Chinese and Japanese.
What
Chinese
about
goes to-
Malaysian? What about Malaysian?
I think
It could be mixed. So they look way different, all of them.
I think
But, like,
Malaysia is in a very odd spot in time. So if you look at Singaporean girls, and I think I might get a lot of shit for this, I think Singaporean girls have a little bit of an edge over Malaysian girls in terms of looks. And that's solely because of the Singapore dollar. So they can afford a bit of a better skincare treatment. They can afford better food. They can afford, and they walk a lot more. So they look more fit.
right.
A lot of Malaysian girls get a bit lazy after a while, you know? It's a very laid back lifestyle here. The ringgit isn't very strong. For now, obviously, I think it's getting better. But I think because of this, they can't afford Laneige, for example, like top tier skincare. They can afford like, I don't know, a lower version. So I think because of the overall spread, you would see that the higher spending power does yield a better attraction level.
It's also like
That is
the
true.
society, right? Because there's no pressure here for a lot of
Yeah.
girls to look I think
Beautiful.
for like Malaysian guys,
I don't think Malaysian guys are great either. I just want to say that,
but,
you know.
but we are. I feel like the expectation from Malaysian guys is
A lot less
hey, look,
too.
if you're 6,
yeah, honestly, if you're
Right?
5 some days, that's exactly.
Sometimes I just need a hole.
Right? Fuck
so
it, let's
you're
go.
right. So there's no pressure, but you know, like in Korea,
Oh, very high.
to apply if to apply for a job, you need to put your photo on your CVs. And now I heard you need to put your whole body, not just your face,
Wow.
on your CV.
Because they all catfish you.
No, for them it's like no, we need like good looking people.
Oh.
Because
Next thingers are asking for nudes. They're gonna be like, "No, you gotta send us the full." I mean,
Yeah.
like you gotta send us.
I see a little scar over there under your armpit, man.
yeah. Right? So then the pressures are what? When they turn 18, they get plastic
Plastic
surgery.
surgery.
You know, the things we've heard before, right? So there's nothing like that here. And then I think in Singapore, it's not quite Korea, but it's still.
You
There's
see,
a pressure, lah. There's a pressure.
you see, that's why I think going back to the Japanese thing, they encourage that natural beauty.
True.
You know, even you have to look presentable. So makeup is a must in some ways, but you cannot overdo it.
right?
It's a thing.
Yeah.
And
Like,
dressing well, not wearing like just flip flops around.
yeah,
It's
you
like-
must dress well. So I think overall their fashion sense is a lot better. But Malaysians, I think it's just so laid back, which
Yeah.
I love. So overall, you wanna date a Japanese girl, but you wanna settle down with a Malaysian girl.
That's true.
I feel way different here. Like I don't feel like any pressure to dress anyway or
Yeah.
on a day-to-day basis. It's like I don't even think about it. I'll wear short whatever. Where I used to be so into fashion. In New York, I felt like I had to dress so well every day.
No, I was with you, man.
Yeah. And then here it's like, oh wait, why do I need to do that? It's like the only other people doing that are like the, PRC tourists and like
Yeah.
it's like if I try and dress like nice, it's like I blended with them more. Where
Yeah.
not like the locals.
Dude, when Andrew came back, this guy was a different beast.
yeah.
He was wearing leather shoes to a mama. I'm like, wow. What's going on here?
I don't know what the fuck was wrong with me, mate.
Boots,
Yeah.
wearing like boots. I mean, I love boots. I love fashion, but it's just like I keep all my stuff in a storage unit in Thailand, and it's like
Wow.
I can only travel with so much, and so it works out well because I'm traveling anyways. It's hard to stay fashionable and like travel with a backpack,
It's
but
tough.
like
And you don't have winter here anyway.
yeah, you don't have winter. That's a big thing. You don't need jackets and boots and all this. It's
Yeah.
just like almost the same thing every day.
for years.
Yeah.
Wait, are you gonna do the elimination method for all the?
Yeah. So Japanese, let's just speak Japanese.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Japanese.
Against
The Euro one is tough.
Italian for me lah, but
So do we pick Italian, Spanish, or Russian?
I still
Europe
pick
is others.
Japanese. I align with the Asian
So
culture.
American, Japanese.
American Japanese.
Let's use Turkish. So I think we all
Yeah,
agree,
you're
like-
finding the mixes that you want. They're like literally.
Hey,
the,
man, if I can
50-50.
cherry pick that, obviously I'll pick an AB.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna divide Europe into like top half and bottom half.
Okay.
So the top half would be like your
Swedish.
and Russians, and then the bottom would be Italian, Spanish.
I still
That's
pick
one.
Italians.
right? Italian, Spanish.
Right.
Even Portuguese
Yeah, I
women, you
think
know.
Yeah.
definitely
Yeah.
the bottom part of
Also.
Europe is better.
Yeah, definitely bottom
Right.
part.
Yeah.
They got that whole like Mediterranean. I bathe out in the sun all day, but I can cook you a good meal. I got a good
Rice
family.
though. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. Where do we sit?
South. I vote South.
South. Everyone south.
South Europe.
I don't know geography well enough, guys. Don't put me on the spot
No,
again.
just pull up the map then. I don't know.
Yeah,
pull up the
can
map,
you pull
pull
up
up
the
the map.
Google Maps?
Pull it up.
Yeah, but I think Southern Europe
Southern
definitely
Europe is
better.
better.
Like even Greek, you know, like you get good
Oh,
sun.
Greek's amazing. See,
Yeah, you got good sun, you got good food.
I want to go to. I would love to visit Greece. Have you been?
No, I wish. My friend, Uran's in Greece.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's having a good time. Santorini. But for me, I'm gonna be honest with you, right? I'm spoiled, right? So
Yeah.
I travel for work. I'm an event director,
Okay.
so I travel quite a bit. There you go. So if we zoom in down over there, just pan left a little bit, up a bit. There you go. So Iceland is quite pretty. Actually.
Romanian women are beautiful, actually, too.
Yeah.
I was in Bucharest for a long time, and
Oh, yeah?
some of the most beautiful women, unbelievable.
Might be a bit aggressive. I feel, bro. Where are you going?
Yeah.
It's like you're
So-
looking Atlantic Ocean now.
So it's
okay.
like that.
Yeah.
And think above,
Yeah.
north, and then
South of France also counts, but north of France.
Do
not
you all know, like if you draw a line, I don't know if I said this before, everyone on top is like shit food, good economy. Everything below is good food, shit economy.
Ukraine is like the
Fucking hell,
friendlier
you're right.
Russians. To me, Ukraine is like same look, but like better for me.
Ukraine's
Much
better,
better
okay.
personality
Yeah.
and experience dating.
I've never been to Eastern Europe. I've only been to Italy, Switzerland, France, the UK. That is my extent of my experience. But I backpacked it for a month, so I think I've seen a lot of weird shit in the rural areas too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about Iceland? I think that's one of the safest countries in the world, actually.
It has nothing to do too.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and the food's pretty shite. You're right. I don't think I can live with bad food, mate. Honestly.
Oh, and the
I'd rather
dating
have a
is
bad economy.
they have a unique dating
Yeah, to
challenge.
test
in
your
Iceland.
DNA.
Yeah, because like it could be your
Where?
cousin.
Yeah.
Which country?
The Iceland
Where-
population is very small.
Small. So there's a one in, I cannot remember the stat.
1 in 100. I mean, Reykjavik, right? That's the
Something
main
like that. Yeah,
city in
yeah.
Iceland.
I hear it's a beautiful city, but yeah, maybe not for living, just to visit.
Jen and I have always wanted to go to Iceland just for holiday.
Greenland, I think, is the highest suicide rates in the world.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Greenland?
Yeah,
Greenland, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, higher than Japan?
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Number
mean,
one.
ratio wise. Yeah, yeah.
Right.
I think the weather is like disturbingly
yeah.
cold, below
I
freezing.
think 8 out of 12 months is dark. You only have 4 months of sunlight.
Shit, just move out, mate.
Swedish girls can be like beautiful, but I don't know. It's not for me. They're too like quintessential blonde, blue eyes for me.
They're too,
That's just
they're
like-
too
It's
elf
it's
like.
because I'm from the West. It's like I don't care about Swedish girls at all.
I still say
I
South.
like German girls though, because
German.
because I probably lived in Germany and
Yeah,
I started clicking with their personalities. I started to understand them because they're hard to understand. And
Yeah,
they're
they
hard,
are.
you know,
They sound a bit aggressive to me. I don't like aggressive.
aggressive. They can be cold, but like when you get to know them, they're really good people.
Yeah, it's peaches and coconuts. That's what I always say. You know?
Peaches and coconuts.
Yeah, peaches and coconuts. Yeah. Like, you know, the peach is soft on the outside, hard on the inside. That's an
Right.
Asian.
Right.
A coconut is hard on the outside, but soft inside. So when you get to know a European, it's hard on the outside. They're actually very nice and
Oh,
soft on the inside.
That's good. Good metaphor.
Yeah. Europeans are very coconutty. Asians are very peachy. You know, they can be very hospitable, but when you get to know them, they won't tell you the deepest, darkest secrets. They won't tell you like, oh, you know,
Yeah.
actually, I hate my family or whatever. I hate my friends or I hate, you know, that type of thing. You really need to go really hard.
So Malaysians are just like a fucking grape then, right? It's like soft all through.
No, Malaysians are definitely peaches. Majority of people.
Oh.
Yeah, they will disclose like the surface level shit. Only when you get to really know them, you got to dig deep. Spend like 2 years, 3 years, then only they will start to
Is your
open
wife
up.
Malaysian?
Yeah, she's Chinese Malaysian.
So now the battles between US, Southern Europe, and Japanese. I think that's the big one.
I think if I were to choose between America and Southern Europe, I think Southern European wins.
I have to say Brazil is special. I think Brazilian women are like special.
They are.
Really, they are.
But did we count? South America as well, right? Oh, if I have to-
But then we
We didn't even do South America, really. Like
No, we
we did
did.
No, we
together.
did.
Well,
Yeah.
no.
the American
I see. I
continent.
love
we
South
did
America.
Americas, right?
Yeah, the
Right.
Americas.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Wow. Well, I definitely wouldn't choose the U.S. Then. I would go down south.
I still think Southern European win.
Colombia.
Southern, for me, Italian women is still top. Like, you know what's my benchmark? It's Marzia from PewDiePie. I'm like, every time I think of an Italian girl, I think of Marzia. She's so pretty.
She's pretty.
Family. She cares about the family. She cooks. You know, she's funny.
Yep.
And like my experience with Italian people, in my life at least, have always been like that. They're very like jolly people.
It's true.
Yeah.
Typically very smart, and they have like very mature and interesting personality, like special
They
personality.
hold on to the culture a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're very, very proud of it, but they don't need to shout about it. You know, if you go to Italy, you're like, wow, shit, man, this is damn old, man. You know, my friend Francesca, her school is 2,000 years old.
Holy shit.
It's 2,000. At that time, it was just like a building. And she was like, yeah, and then it just kept on
Borderline
growing.
when Jesus was born.
She learned Latin in that school, you know? They have a Latin class so she can read Latin. Isn't that mad?
Interesting.
She understands Latin.
Nobody reads Latin. That's crazy.
Yeah. So because she knows Latin, she knows how to speak French, she knows how to speak Italian, and she knows how to speak a bit of Spanish as well.
God damn.
Yeah. She's so smart. And her dad is like one of the 4 eye surgeons in Milan.
Wow. Why
Only
the fuck
4
not,
eye surgeons in Milan.
Yeah, one of the 4. And he's got a 6-pack.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm like, the Italians I've been exposed to, especially on the street, even on the rich side, I'm like, they're all so nice, no matter how rich or poor they are. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a lot of Italian guy friends in Berlin. Like a lot of them moved there. You know, it's a lot of like French, Italians.
They want a bit of order in their life.
But they're cool. It was like like, I don't know, so easy to connect, so like-minded.
I think Italy is the Malaysia of Europe. Switzerland is the Singapore of
I
Europe.
have my thoughts on Italy and comparison with Malaysia, but I cannot share this podcast. I can share it right after. No.
Oh, is it? Okay, please do.
I will.
I will keep you, I will hold you to that, my friend.
So I think the tough one would be like Southern Europe and Japanese. That is...
I'm still team Southern Europe. Though.
Really?
Yeah. Ultimately, I think Spaniards win.
But on looks, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
Sorry, man. Japan number 1. Bro, there's too...
It's too hard to choose one.
You know why? Because Japanese have the soro, and then they have the ai. So you have multifaceted. But Italian people are generally the same. So you go to Japan, you got more decisions, you got more choices. You got the kawaii, you got the tsundere, you got the yandere.
Jesus.
For me, it's between Brazil and like Japanese.
Yeah?
You know, two so different than each other.
Actually,
But,
Brazil
like,
and Japan have a very good relationship as well. A lot of Brazilians move to
I
Japan.
think they have the second largest
Japanese,
Brazilian
population in Japan.
Or is it the other way?
I think it's Japan and Brazil actually. Oh wait. No, Brazil and Japan maybe. Yeah. Spam musubi. No, wait, what?
That's Hawaii, bro.
Yeah. No, but it's Japanese.
funny, so many people want to visit Hawaii from Asia. It's like the most, but from Japan especially, and they do. I guess.
But the visa is so
hard.
hard to do. That's why nobody does it.
I wasn't even able to ever get there, and I lived in the U.S. It was always like out of reach a little bit. It's still far away. A lot.
But I don't know what's the answer to this, but I suspect the distance from us to Hawaii is the same as New York to Hawaii.
I think for us, it's like
Can you search Hawaii?
8
I
hours.
think
more or less it's the
8
same,
hours
right?
from New York.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I think how far from here?
I think from here is
No,
about 8,
Really?
10 hours.
No.
Not
Can
too
you,
far away.
can you zoom out?
No way.
No way?
From New York, it's like 24 hours to get
Right.
here.
Right?
New York is the far end.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, it's like smack in the
Close
middle, right?
the left side window, bro. So you can see
Top
the map.
left, up, like.
Holy shit! No, I think
Okay, it's nearer to New York, right?
yeah, it's definitely nearer to New York. Bro, Hawaii is one tsunami
was
away
the
from not existing.
For me, the flights getting here from America is like it's brutal.
It's fucking
is,
brutal.
though.
Yeah.
24-hour
the-
flight is brutal, man.
Yeah.
The longest flight in the world is Singapore, New York, right? I
Yeah.
think.
It's a lot.
Is
20
it?
hours,
That's right.
20 hours, I think.
It's
Crazy.
the longest direct flight.
I don't like taking that. That's a route you can take, fly to Singapore, then connect.
You should
but
get off of Japan, mate. It's a lot better. You get you split it into two.
I
You
never
get
tried.
good food.
I've gotten off of Korea, which is okay. Qatar is good. Qatar Airways is good. Getting off in Qatar. Yeah,
But
great
I'm not a
airline.
fan of the Middle Eastern airlines because I just don't like the timing and everything. I prefer the layover in Japan a lot more.
What airlines do like the Japan layover usually?
ANA.
Okay,
ANA
I
does that.
never tried. Never
Yeah, ANA is pretty good, and it's I think within the right price range if you're flying to the US.
Yeah.
And I think the layover in Japan is like a nice amount where I can have a shower, I can have a good meal,
Sure.
get beer, have a cigarette.
We haven't asked. we haven't asked Ben like how did you like really end up and
Yeah, how did you
Something in
decide
Malaysia,
on
yeah.
Malaysia actually?
Well, I was in Thailand and I came for a visa run, and I was already doing YouTube, and I started doing videos here. Started vlogging like when I landed, and the response was so much greater. It's just like 10x the views, like engagement, and everyone was friendly in a different way because I had a Western audience in Thailand. And so it was like a challenge to think like, do I keep growing the Western audience, which pays more, way more for YouTube clicks? Do I, then I was just like, okay, well, I need to stay here and see if I actually want to live here. Do I actually like staying here? So I decided to extend my trip from 3 days to like 2 weeks, and I stayed in KL.
Holy shit.
And the videos were doing good, and the city felt comfortable. It was affordable. I was getting like off of like smoking weed all the time. I was feeling healthier and better, doing like more focused. So I thought, let me try this even longer. Maybe do a tour around the country. It seems like it's clicking with the Malaysian audience what I'm doing. So
data driven.
Yeah.
It's SEO background, right?
But I also very much like it. And so like if truly, if I didn't if I couldn't see myself in Malaysia, I just would have went back to Thailand, stayed there because I'm comfortable there. But yeah, like I said, I feel more balanced here. And for now, at this point in my life, it works well, this balance.
What were the surprises, I guess?
Well, I knew nothing about Malaysia. Americans know nothing about Malaysia.
Nobody knows anything about Malaysia except for Thailand.
They know Thailand, they know Bali and Singapore.
Yeah. I said that in my video, like asking Malaysians about the US. I said, like, if I did the same thing in New York, asking about Malaysians, people would have nothing to say. They'd be like, I don't know anything about Malaysia.
MH370.
So coming here was like, I didn't even know it was multicultural. I didn't even know, right? Knew nothing. So
we are actually the America of Asia too.
In a sense,
because we're fat.
Loosely, yeah. We're the most obese country in Southeast Asia.
I did read that.
Yeah, we are.
It checks out. I can see it.
Yeah. We have a lot of fat-inducing food, and we drive a lot. And
I was eating nasi kandar 2-3 times a day for the first 3 months here, like every day.
No bueno.
Yeah.
It's delicious, but it's not the healthiest, especially I've got issues. So it got worse. And so now I went back full force into like cooking every day, doing carnivore. That's what sucks, not being able to eat the local food, but like.
You are so disciplined, right? To be able to cook your meal.
I have to be. I've gone through so many cycles of where like now it affects me so poorly, and I can't even like do get my shit together. Can't socialize properly. I start getting depressed. I don't sleep well.
Wait,
so like.
You went from 140, 150 to like
what's your weight now?
Yeah, 150 to now 80.
You're at 80.
Yeah,
that's fucking wild.
I have to.
You lost the person.
Yeah.
You just halved yourself.
Do you have a picture of yourself at 150?
I do.
You can put it on your phone. You could airdrop it to me.
Let's see.
You WhatsApp me.
Can you pull up? Do you have Instagram? Can you pull up Instagram?
Yeah,
because I think it's on my mom's Instagram, like something. It's not on.
Are you
mine.
sure you want to list out your mom's Instagram?
No, just pull up my YouTube channel. Pull up my YouTube channel. I made a whole video about it.
Okay.
Just search Ben Fishermin, M-I-N.
One of my least watched videos of all time. It's just like I was like, let me just put this out there for I think the people who want the real behind the scenes. But like it still has like 3,000 views. But I think it helped me connect like closely with those people who are interested and are really close followers.
150 kilos is insane.
It's crazy. It's a
I
lot.
spoke to a doctor that day, and he said that Malaysians actually do not really die from cancer.
Keep going down.
They die from obesity.
Really?
No, the reason we don't die from cancer as much is because we don't live long enough to get cancer.
That one, go up.
Because cancer is an age.
You see that photo?
You mutate, and then
There's
a photo that pops up in the first like that. See, that was me right there.
And you're
that doesn't
what's
look
your
like
height?
Heavy set, very heavy set.
Are you? What's your height?
Now 6 foot. Now like 6 feet, so 180 centimeters or something. But then I was only 16 years old, so like I was at that weight at a shorter height, and just like bulky kid.
But you look like a normal kid, though. I just gotta say.
I guess so.
You don't look 150.
You don't look 150.
Maybe that wasn't my heavy. I was probably around 130 there, 120, but it's still heavy. But at some point it was just like, I wanted to be able to talk to women. I wanted some confidence. Mostly it was motivated by like never having kissed a girl, never like can't really talk to girls. And so I was like, it was tough. And so I was
this is such an American thing to bring up.
Yeah.
A Malaysian
Wouldn't
or
admit it.
an Asian would never admit this. They would never talk about their life or how they learned how to kiss a girl. They would never talk about how they lost their virginity. They would just scrape on by for 2 years before you find out. When he's drunk, you're like, last time I tried to kiss this girl. And then only you figure this out. You're like, damn, man.
Some people say like you shouldn't be motivated by women, but like it got me to do something about it. So like, if that's what it takes, like, sure. It wasn't just that, I was young. And so like nowadays, sure, I care about health. I would die early if I just kept down that path.
What's worse is if you live, but in a shitty state.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Now it feels like I really feel the pain of people walking around, and I know people get treated so differently. You get treated so differently. It's like 2 different lives I've led where people treat me one way, and now it's like people treat me a completely different way.
Did you ever have to get into an airplane seat when you were 150?
No.
Yeah.
I hadn't flown
I
yet.
sat next to a lady that was about 150. She probably looked more than 150 TBH. Fuck, man. The woman was spilling over onto my seat. And I had to like, I was on the aisle and I had to shift both my legs to the left because she was eating and her arm was eating into my seat. And I had to fold my shoulder to the left.
There's a big YouTuber, like a fitness YouTuber. I think his name is William Tennyson or something like that.
Oh my God.
He's a funny guy.
Yeah,
He's
funny
so
guy.
funny.
Funny guy.
He's a Canadian, I think.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
But he just did a video the other day. It was
Used to be
like
a fat fuck too.
he got into a huge fat suit. Like he did
Oh, yeah,
prosthetic
yeah,
in the
yeah,
fat
yeah.
suit, and he went around a normal day to see the reactions. And he was like, "This is depressing. Like the way people are laughing at me and treating me. Like it made him feel, really sad and bad for how people treat
Fat
people
people.
that big."
And it's normally something you don't know until it hits you.
I think one
It's a
thing,
gradual thing.
one thing that I know a lot of guys who are like that, they're afraid of the pool.
Oh,
The
of
what?
course. Of course. The
beach.
pool. Yeah. I would wear a shirt in the pool when I was young for sure. Like always wore a shirt. I love to swim and I love the beach, but like there was that barrier.
Yeah.
It's real.
It's tough, man.
It is very tough.
But really, if you do just fully own it and you're fully confident at that age, if you're able to somehow do that, you're actually
You'll be
pretty
fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're good. People respect that.
Yeah. Honestly, they
Those
would.
are the fat guys who get hot girls even when they're young. Is when they just don't care and they're really confident and cool. It's like
I can't say the same for myself. I was the more confident guy who didn't give a fuck at the beach. I still didn't score the girls. Unfortunately, I'm a living testament to how that is not true. I think in Asia it's very, very superficial. Unfortunately, it's the looks that matter the most because it's your face value when you meet them for the first time. If you're lucky,
it's very like that in America too. It's actually a rare case that but I have seen there is some times where I'm just like you'll see like them kissing or something. You're like a very, very like heavy guy with just a super hot girl. It's like either he's just the coolest guy ever or he's really rich, and she likes that. But there's a shallow way to think, but it's reality as well, And I don't think if a fat person doesn't care, then it's like fine. If they don't care how they look, they don't care if they're fat, sure. But if they make excuses and they act like it's genetics, you really can it's up to you the way you eat and do you move around.
Man. But right? I saw this video on how it's the POV of a woman and she's pregnant.
What kind of video is this?
It's like it's actually a PSA for obesity in the US. Or was it the UK? I forgot. And then this lady's just like stress eating and everything. And she was pregnant.
Mukbang.
Yeah, she was pregnant. And then later on she gives birth and then the kid comes out and then she's feeding the kid. And now it's the POV of the kid. And the kid's just getting candy every time he's crying. So it's her pacifying the kid with candy or snacks and stuff like that. And he grows up and then you can see all the little clips in his life, right? He goes through really sad moments, happy moments, but he always relates moments to eating. So whether it's good or bad, he eats, he snacks, he indulges. And later on, he has a family of his own and he has a son or a daughter. And then this time his wife says, don't feed your kid, this is bad, because he's going through a different generation. So when he can't feed his kid, he feels as if he's hurt because he can't relate to that anymore.
Wow.
Right.
So later on, his wife leaves him and he gets depressed. And then after that, he gets a heart attack because he's stress eating because he's depressed. He ends up in the hospital. So when I watched it, I'm like thinking, wow, was it really his fault? Sometimes like your parents, like I think Andrew and I were very fortunate. Our dad was the barrier and our mom was the indulgent person, right? She would be like, oh, we should just don't tell dad. But my dad would hold us back. And I think it's good to have a balance, right?
Yeah.
Someone has to play good cop, bad cop.
But it really is up to your parents. Like, how did your parents,
They shape you.
And I was lucky to be living online basically and like finding like bodybuilding forum. Like, back in the day it was super big. And also there was more of like
Mike Chang's six-pack abs.
There was very
Six-pack.
What's that?
Whoa, bro, Mike Chang's six-pack abs, man.
Mike Chang, I don't know.
Mike Chang.
Mike Chang.
Yeah, you know Mike Chang?
No.
Bro, he's just that jack dude. He's like, get six-pack abs. Mike Chang.
Influencer. Is he like YouTuber?
Ooh, he was
But now he does like yoga.
he does yoga. He's a peaceful motherfucker. He's like, yes, be one with yourself. Go search Mike Chang.
I thought about becoming like a trainer because I had a story I could brand and I could make a whole thing out of it,
Definitely, mate.
That was my other like option or my fallback is like I could always just become a trainer.
I think with the
right?
carnivore diet, like I think it's quite easy to get a six-pack too, man.
Easy. But now my plan is like I want to because in New York there's all these like keto carnivore meal delivery services for people who have money and they want to start getting fit and they make a plan for them and they do the food and it's like a lot of money and those businesses are killing it. which is nothing like that in Bangkok or KL. And I think it's growing and it will only get bigger. And so I do want to, I'm thinking to start a business like that in the future.
We just spoke to this girl, her name is Natalie Lu, and she's into nutrition as well. Very interesting aspect of it because a lot of people believe that Mike Chang six-pack abs, man.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this guy was the #1 guy, man.
Kills it.
Yeah, but now he's yoga. He's all about yoga.
He looks
man.
natural too, which is good. You know, he doesn't look juiced up.
Now he looks like that. You see? Mike Chang, age, family, but like right? Go right? No, that's left, bro.
Yoga guy.
Yeah, bro, look at that. Whoa, peace.
Peace. Namaste.
Namaste. Yeah, I think he's in Bali now.
I was going to say he's probably in Ubud, Bali.
Probably.
Yeah, I think he is, man. He does YouTube yoga videos now, I think. But he used to be killing it, bro. He also was the SEO batch. Yeah, and then everybody just wanted that quick fix.
Man, what's funny is so on the bodybuilding forum, like there's a miscellaneous section. It was very like meme heavy. It was like a nicer version of 4chan. It was like
It's a version
but for like people into bodybuilding nutrition too. And so like, which is usually a lot of like trolly bro type guys already. And so
that is the stereotype.
there was an internet marketing thread, like a mega thread. And I got the idea for that site that made me like $500,000 from another guy who posted like, oh, I'm starting this iPhone website. There's all this like searches for it. And like he was posting his journey with it. And I'm like, this guy doesn't know what he's doing. I'm going to do that as well. And I'm going to beat him. And so I got the rank 1 for this and he was staying rank 2, posting about how he was making like just like 8 times less. He would post his screenshots and I was updating in the thread. And so like, I just kind of had more skills in the SEO department, but like I just took the idea from this guy on the bodybuilding forum because he posted it. And so like, that's how I discovered it.
That is insane.
Crazy.
You just replicated it in the iPhone sense.
Replicate it. You know, it's like take something you find, take inspiration, try to do it better. And that's kind of what most people do. It's what most people on YouTube do. It's what you should do. It's like find outliers who's doing what. And it's like, oh, that's working really well. Like I should try and put a twist on that and do that.
I tried it for vlogging. It was very tough.
Yeah?
Yeah, Malaysians don't like vlogs.
Really?
Maybe. Yeah, or maybe they like a pretty girl. I think most Malaysians like pretty girls.
I feel like I do okay vlogging here because I'm also a foreigner and they like that perspective.
They
of,
do.
like,
the perspective
here.
sells, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. But in terms of the podcast scene, right, I think the podcast industry in the US is a lot more mature. So I think, do you watch the Joe Rogan Experience?
Yes, for years. I watched so many podcasts, so many stand-up comedians. Like that's what I was very into. That's my entertainment source a lot is like stand-ups doing podcasts. And those are the ones who are killing it. And I think grew the podcast scene pretty big.
You were asking me how we started this podcast, and it was back in 2019.
Okay.
When was it 18? I forgot, 18 or 19. When I was listening to Joe Rogan, and before this, I thought no one would watch a 4-hour video of a guy speaking to another guy. Yeah. That is ridiculous. My colleague was telling me, bro, just give it a shot. And he was telling me about David Goggins. You know David Goggins?
Yeah.
He was like, bro, you think you would vibe with this guy, man? He's a bit crazy like you. So I watched it and I was like, dude, we should start a podcast. And at that time, I think 2019, nobody fucking listened to podcasts in Malaysia, man.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah, it was not a thing, dude. Like it literally didn't exist.
Was it during COVID or before COVID?
2019. Right? Did you listen to podcasts in 2019?
Audiobooks, but not podcasts.
Not podcasts, right? So at that time, I was like, dude, we should start a podcast. So
even in America, man, it didn't really pop off until COVID like hit. Then everyone's at home and then it took off you know, in a different way. But Joe Rogan is like the legend of it. And people who bash him, they don't really know what they're talking about. It's like the dude is so brilliant and smart for what he did, and he's a good guy. It's like they see some dumb clip about him and they're like, oh, Joe Rogan, you watch Joe Rogan?
You're a bro Jogan.
Yeah, especially in New York. Like I was saying, the whole feminist culture, all this is like you mentioned Joe Rogan and you get looked at sideways. It's like,
really?
Yeah. Wow. They don't know what, people just don't know. They don't know what they don't know.
Bro, I'm a bro Jogan, man.
He's amazing. You learn a lot. He brings on amazing.
And he's not afraid to be wrong.
No.
He's not afraid to be wrong. I think that's a key thing. He's not like he's not married to his ideas. Yeah. So he's very open. And like I don't know whether I think it was his show where he had like a vegan on and the vegan was preaching, and then he had like a meat eater on and he's like, bro, not really. And the vegan dominated the meat eater.
Really?
He dominated it. I was like, damn, that is
really?
That is hardcore. Yeah. The vegan was so ready. He was
dominated
so ready
in the discussion. Like
Yeah. He brought on both guys because he had like two different guests with such a polarizing opinion on both sides, right? Yeah. The vegan guy was like, look at the blood work, look at the data, look at this. Athletes can last a lot longer on a vegetarian diet, etc., etc. And as we all know, Joe is a very pro carnivore.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you know. So even Joe couldn't say, it's like, you know, if you look at the data, it certainly looks as if like the vegan diet actually does a lot better long term.
Really?
I think he's like,
Interesting.
I think the cool part about him is that he adopts the attitude of a student,
Yes.
not an expert.
Always
Yeah,
learning.
yeah.
It's like there was that famous meme, right? Like he was talking to like a scientist, but he's this jack guy. It's like, science man,
Science
tell
man,
me."
teach me meaning.
You know?
It's true.
You know, I think that's like, I mean, we laugh at it, but I think that's like a great approach to just life in
Life
general.
in general. Correct,
Yeah.
correct.
And it's brilliant because he's the average Joe.
Yeah.
That's why people love him. It's like he brings people on who he wants to learn from and who he knows are like smarter than him.
Yeah.
You know.
And he's not afraid to sound stupid, but I think that's part
Yeah.
of his charm.
Smokes weed. I mean, he's like this kind of guy where it's like he's killing it in such a way, but he also is like a pothead, and it's like he's a very unique,
Very relatable,
guy
yeah.
to be in, relatable to be in that position. It's like people, I don't know. It's like it's kind of crazy.
But he's average Joe, but then he was the host for Fear Factor.
Right. That's where it started, which I used to watch. I used to love Fear Factor.
Same.
Yeah,
all
yeah.
did.
Same.
We all
It
did.
was such a good show
It's
growing
a
up.
fucking
It
good
was
show.
like-
It's a fucking good show, man. Yeah.
I'd still probably watch it if I saw it on TV.
Right?
It was like a 20-minute segment. And it was fast, it was speedy, and it got right to the chase. And like, you want to watch the gross shit and the extreme shit.
big brains. It's just like, I think the show like had to stop because it was like
Intense.
something too intense happened or
Yeah,
something.
they had to drink like I
Bull
think
balls. They're just like bringing out bull balls. It was, so casually too. It's like,
Where did you even get this from?
who's your source? Who's your bull ball guy?
no. The killer was they had to drink, I think, sheep semen.
Right. I remember this.
In an injection.
They just had like this, I think
Like a-
this thing
like
of
a-
white, like semen. And it was just like,
Fucking hell, man.
watching it was like, this is real, but this is wild.
You know, it's not that bad.
I mean, I don't know.
It's protein.
Yeah, in Japan, like they have cod semen, and they warm it
Really?
up for you. And you're like, I think I went with Andrew long ago.
You
Like,
tried?
Yeah, I tried it. Andrew was like, fuck that, I'm not doing that.
I would try anything. I would try anything. Just
Yeah.
because like if people are already eating it and I know it's safe, it's fine. It's like, okay, let me try
Yeah,
it.
it's a cultural thing, right? So for me, if I'm there already, I'm like, I mean, it's not like I'm going to get it here in KL, right? I might as well get it now. Might as
What
well
about
try
bugs? What about bugs?
it. I've had it in Thailand. I think it's
They're
okay.
okay.
It's all right. It's like
It's the
crispy.
seasoning. You just taste like whatever
Yeah.
the soy sauce, the salt,
Right.
and the crunchiness.
The two things I really want to try is dog in Korea and monkey in China. That one I feel like
Interesting.
You know, you need to do the monkey brain.
Dog for me is,
Yeah.
you know,
Indiana Jones.
I don't know about dog.
Whoa.
Monkey, I'll go for sure. Monkey, yeah. I'll eat some monkey.
I would try it. I mean, it's not like I'm gonna make it part of my life, right? But my mom's
What kind of dog?
Dude, it's like the average brown dog you see all around. But in
Wow.
Korea, they breed it. You know, I didn't know that they were selling it all over Seoul. So I went there for business. Yeah, last year.
Damn.
Yeah, they were. It's like, you know how when you go to the market here in the morning and it's like stacks of pork, stacks
Right.
of like
That's
I don't
just
know,
stacks
chicken.
of dog?
Yeah, stacks of
It's
dog.
like Doberman.
Yeah, but they cut half of the dog. So it's basically like split down the line. So you sell half a dog. You don't sell whole dog. Or they sell
Right.
quarter, which is the leg or the front part, but then one is the front part because not enough meat.
I think for me, it's cultural because it's so touchy to Americans. It's so
that's true.
It's
they see-
taboo.
It's very taboo. So like,
Yeah.
as much as I don't care what people eat, it's like I think I probably wouldn't want to try it just because I don't know. So many years being engulfed in that that mindset. Maybe I would, but like I don't know. I think that's the one thing I probably wouldn't.
You wouldn't eat dog?
No, monkey I'll go for. Yeah, monkey. Why not? But like dogs, man, best friend.
I mean,
I know it's stupid of like a reason or like a thing, but that's
I had a
still
dog
on my
once.
brain
It's
goes.
It's how you were
Yeah.
raised. Like, no
Yeah.
one can fault you for it.
yeah, but when I look at it in a different perspective, like there's this, you can check on Vice, right? There's this YouTube video where there's a dog and lychee, you know, like lychee is like a lychee,
Yeah,
like a dog lychee festival in China. And they eat dogs and drink lychee wine.
crazy.
And I'm like, actually, that sounds pretty good, man. Like lychee wine and
The
some
wildest
dog.
things I've heard was snake lungs.
Snake lungs.
Snake lungs.
Yeah, it's like they mix it in some sort of alcohol. They put a whole snake with the lungs coming out. And then it's like green and black and what God knows what. And then there's like the bile and all that.
Good
And it's-
for manhood.
And of course, yes, exactly. It's always
It's always good for the man.
I've
You know
They
what?
say
There's
it,
some messed up stuff in the Philippines. Like we were eating like shit, some kind of animal feces or something in this dish where
Animal feces.
there's a guy on YouTube. He does like, he's a food blogger, big, like he's a white guy. He's an American guy.
Is it Mark Wiens?
No.
no, best ever food review
White
show.
guy.
Oh, best
White
ever
guy
food
American.
review.
Yeah.
The guy with the
Yeah,
bandana.
Sonny, Sonny.
Exactly.
Sonny.
He's funny.
Sonny.
He's good. It was one of his videos where he went to the Philippines, some like small
Yeah,
village
then
in
they
the
cut
Philippines.
the gut out, right? And all the
it was like pure like
intestine,
shit
yeah, it's
inside
shit,
there.
it's literally
and that looked foul. And he's like, this is like one of the foulest things ever. And so that I don't know, like if it smells like shit, and I have no interest.
I think it depends as well. I wouldn't.
What does it depend on?
For me, right? Like, have you had smelly tofu?
No.
stinky tofu, chou tofu.
No, but
Chow tofu.
that's not
That's different though. I would
smells
try that
bad.
though. I would
that
eat that.
tastes amazing.
It's like fish sauce. I love fish sauce.
Yeah, I see.
But like that's not
That's not
feces.
feces.
Feces is feces.
Feces is like inherently something
Foul.
like I think biologically you are designed to detest.
Yeah. Well, there's people who are into that as well. Like
Sure, I've seen those videos.
So like
You're basically eating formal foods, you know.
I like you see, right? I think the whole construct of food, right, is very dependent on the location. Like if like MJ is a big history guy, right? For me, I'm a big food guy. I love food.
Yeah.
And because I feel food is a constantly evolving thing within every part of the world. Because it depends on the resources, it depends on the climate, it depends on the migration and everything. So it's always ever changing. And I feel like I love to taste different things. Doesn't mean I'll swallow. So even if I smell shit, it's feces and all that, I'm like, mate, but this whole clan here can eat it. I might as well just try it. Like
it is mostly like
I might spit it out.
Economical.
Okay.
That's why they're using it. Really.
Well, then what do y'all think of that? That recently there was a lot of Trump called people in Haiti like dog eaters, right? So then someone came up with a clip where they eat mud cakes. So they will mix like some I think water and some
speak
sort,
to
of
the mic,
carb,
bro. Speak to the
some
mic.
sort of carb sauce, and they'll make mud cakes. You go on Twitter, you type in X, go and type in Haiti mud.
Haiti,
And literally
Haiti.
they mix mud and then they just eat it like that.
I would try it, but it doesn't mean I'll eat the whole thing. Like I said, I'll try it.
You'll try anything.
I would try it. I don't mind trying it. And as long as I don't die.
Fair lah, fair.
You know? Like how the lychee and dog meat harnessing the power.
Okay.
Oh, this was the earlier one. But you said
You're like, what?
You type
this
mud.
is the Vice one, bro. Dude, the girl's kind of cute.
Vice used to be great.
Check it, Burning Dog.
yeah, what happened to Vice?
I'm just watching a bunch of people roasting their dogs. Oh my God.
Yeah, see, to me, it's like I can easily watch this where there's so many Americans who would like, they just scoff at the idea of looking at that kind of visual, which to me, that's crazy. I mean, it's just,
Man, I think like everywhere around the world, you see a lot of weird shit.
yeah.
You know, and it's very sad. I'm not gonna lie.
They do
You
this
know?
to every, there's this animal cruelty with every type of animal. So it's
Correct.
just something you're used to. It's just like
Yeah, like chicken. Like,
Yeah.
do you think they don't do that to chickens? You think they don't do that to cows?
I mean, same thing. So
Yeah, and this is just a part of the world where, like, you see, I told you they sell in halves. But I'm telling you, man, like around the world, people always say you should respect the culture.
yeah.
I'm like, I'm not shitting on the culture. I'm not respecting it either. But do I need to say anything? I just want to try it. For me, it's just I'm that type of guy. I would try everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I've spit things out too. Like I was in Japan, I had this like preserved eel thing in Kyoto. I ate it. I'm like, this is shite. Spat it out in front of the
Do
lady.
you like eel normally?
I love eel, but I just
yeah.
didn't like the preserved one. It was white, and I'm like, dude, I can't deal, man.
What's it preserved in? What is it?
It was just left to rot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they were selling it in the Nishiki market, and I decided to try it. I spat it out in front of the lady, and she just laughed at me.
There's like that European,
market,
what is it? It's like some kind of fermented, I guess a fish or something.
Stroming.
Stroming.
Yeah, something. It's in
Iceland.
Yeah,
Iceland or something. Yeah.
Dude, that looks foul.
But nobody on YouTube
Fermented
can even
fish.
like get it down. Yeah, fermented for a long time in the sun or something. It's like
I would try it. Doesn't mean I would swallow it. I would still try it.
it's funny watching YouTube videos of people just trying to open a can who are
Yeah.
planning on trying it and they like can't even get themselves to
Have you
try
had
it.
durian yet?
I love durian.
Yeah, you see what I mean?
Durian's great.
Yeah, a lot of people will think, bro, that smells like a dip, but I'm like, no.
Once you eat it and if you like it, then it smells, I think, good.
Yeah.
Or it's different because you equate it with, oh, I like the taste of it.
So
No.
you know, Andrew doesn't like yogurt.
No?
Fuck yogurt,
Really?
mate.
I love yogurt.
No, I literally can't.
No yogurt. No.
No,
Really?
my esophagus will not accept it.
What about like a coconut yogurt?
Nothing. No fermented dairy.
No white
like-
creams. No white cream.
Like,
Fermented dairy is the key word.
Really?
Yeah, dairy alone is fine. Fermented in isolation is also okay. Together, oh man, no bueno, man.
yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, he's got a
So
traumatic.
certain cheese also maybe.
Yeah.
Certain cheese cannot.
Blue cheese.
Blue cheese, no, bro. Mozzarella is a mild one. That
I
he
love
can
a blue
accept.
cheese. See-
Brie,
yeah.
maybe.
No brie. No camembert, no brie.
Camembert also cannot.
He cannot. I guarantee.
It has to be the very, very mild cheeses. Like mozzarella is probably okay.
Like
Usually some people have trauma related, like they got sick from something and then they can never eat it again as well.
Andrew has a very sensitive nose.
Yeah.
So when
you
he
can smell it,
eats-
it's really strong.
Yeah, and it lingers.
Coriander?
Nah, man.
Ooh, okay.
So pungent, it's like a slap in the face.
So what about like fish sauce?
You can. It's okay. Fish sauce is okay because
Not in-
it's
not in
climate
excess,
type.
though.
Yeah, not in excess,
not
but
in
you
excess,
can
yeah.
deal.
Yeah.
And maybe not like dipping something in it, but cooking with it.
You can
more?
deal.
Yeah.
You can deal.
Cooking with it's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. Bizarre diet trend takes TikTok by storm. Eating dirt becomes a TikTok.
She got a
phenomenon.
wild look. Jesus.
No. Type Haiti. Haiti mud cake.
AI
Haiti.
HAITI.
I have to go pee real quick.
Go for it, man. Mud cake. MUDCAKE. Yeah.
Something like that.
Haitians eat dirt cookies. This is 15 years ago, bro.
No, but they're still doing it now. So they're still doing it now.
They're still doing it.
MJ went to Haiti to check.
Axe told me.
Oh, actually, it looks
The shine looks.
it looks quite good actually. But although I know it's fucked up lah.
Okay.
Wow, so bouncy.
Are they really just eating mud?
Yeah, it's too poor, dude.
Oh fuck. Oh, your diet must be fuck all, man. Ayo, so kasihan lah. What nutritional value is there in mud cake?
Sodium.
Yeah. I think they put like some sugar or salt, then they.
Oh, is it? They put sugar and salt. I can't tell if she likes it or hates it.
A kid looks like he's having fun.
I would try it. I'm not gonna lie. I would try it. Whether I would like it or not, different.
Yeah,
lah.
I mean, swallowing is optional, right?
yeah.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so fucking wild, man. You know, when I was younger, I've always wanted to go to India. I've always wanted to go to a place called Pondicherry.
Not anymore?
Oh.
Not anymore. I grew out of it and I just realized,
Hey,
maybe not.
the video that Ben talked about was best ever food review show. Then you type in
feces. Probably lah. Best ever
cow. Just type in cow. See?
food review show. Cow.
Yeah, I think that is the.
Yeah. Is it the one where he cuts open the thing and then the feces will drop out?
And it's green and brown.
Oh, man.
Look at that. It's like,
We're so maybe.
can we see the thumbnail? Just
You open and see. But I think, a lot of people have that whole disgusting and all that. Oh, cow shit
Yeah.
juice.
Home load.
Like I said, I'll try lah. Click lah.
You click.
See?
click.
Cow shit juice.
I can't do this. Wow.
No, this is
interesting.
the mild part because this is like they cut it out. Yeah, there you go.
You know what's like, you know, right? We talk as if like it's in pure disgust, but I bet if you're in that community, right, and you were sitting with them, right, and they like, please try. I think you'd be like,
try it, bro.
Yeah, you would try. I'm just very honest. Like I think if I was there, wow, is he putting fucking gallbladder juice into this? Crazy. But I'll be like, oh no, it's not for me. What is he collecting, bro? Oh, siham ah? No, that's not siham. What the fuck is that, man?
I don't even fucking know, man.
Like shellfish ah. In Germany they have this thing called blood ham where like they contain blood, and then I thought like, wow, damn hardcore, right? Then I order actually it's just ham. Then I was like, wow, damn good, right, actually. What is that black thing? So interesting.
But Sony is good, man. Sony is.
In one of the YouTube videos, right? I shit you not, Sunny was in downtown Tokyo, 2018, November. And in his video, you can see Euro Melody.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So cool.
They were in Asakusa buying stuff. They're like, oh, can I buy this one? Behind the scenes, I'm like, is that Euro Melody? What the fuck?
Holy shit.
Yeah, I was there, but I wasn't in camp. I'm like, whoa, that's wild, man. Wow. So he cooks with the shit lah.
Pretty much.
Then he filter lah, at least. At least he filter lah, bro. No chunky stuff lah. It's all about the flavor.
Oh, Jesus, my spine shivered. I cannot. My brother.
So I bet you don't like liver.
Oh, definitely you don't like
One
liver.
piece is okay lah. I can at least swallow it lah. It's fine lah.
You know, if you cook yourself, I heard that you should add milk. You should soak it in milk for like 30 minutes. It takes away all the bitterness.
Oh.
And but it doesn't take away the powderiness is what Andrew doesn't like.
No, but isn't that a function of how well you cook it?
No, not really. It depends on the
Okay.
condition of the liver too.
Okay.
If it's old liver, you can't really do much. It's like
This is the.
Oh, there it is.
that's the shitty one, right?
Yep.
Nice.
This is
Shit juice soup.
Yeah. I don't know whether Look at that gallbladder, or is that pee? I can't tell.
Oh, that's like
The fact that he was like riled up about it, and he eats all sorts of crazy things.
Yeah.
And even for him, it was like a lot.
Yeah, no doubt, man. I
You have
think
to strain it. I mean,
at least they strain it. There's no chunky stuff inside. You know, it takes a lot of guts to go to a faraway country with a huge production crew to shoot this. I'm just, you know, like
it's crazy.
you're put on the spot, you know. And
He
like,
came up quick and like fat, like in a big way. He did it right.
I think in a couple of years.
I love it.
It's his bandana, man. He was on Joe Rogan too.
He was, yeah.
Yeah, and it's so fascinating.
He was the one that talked to Joe Rogan about the whole honey thing, right? The honey that makes you numb.
Yeah,
And high.
high. Yeah.
He seems like such a normal guy. I think that's why too. It's like he's another just like normal dude.
But you know, I'm no offense, man. Like I think white guys can pull off the normal guy.
I guess so. I was gonna say something like that, like just maybe because he's a white American guy.
But an
don't know why.
Asian can never pass as the average guy.
No.
No, the Asian would be like, is he in finance? Is he a lawyer?
What about like Mark Wiens? I mean, he's
He's half.
half.
Yeah, doesn't count.
So he's half what?
He's half white, half Asian, right? So I think that's why he has
Half
like
Thai.
he's got a pass maybe.
That was one of the first like
o-
YouTubers I was watching for sure. was
He
Mark
opened up,
Wiens.
I think, a restaurant in Bangkok as well.
Oh, I've been to
Padmak-
it.
Padmak.
I've been to it.
2 of them.
2. Oh shit, it's good shit.
Bro.
Jen hates it.
What spice level?
Jen hates
1
the
through
guy.
5. You know they have like a spice level.
No,
1
I
to
tried
5.
the mild,
Oh, you speak
squid
loud, bro.
option, beef option. It's the duck egg. It's amazing. Yeah.
Well, Malaysian food to me is not spicy because of having so much Thai food.
Yeah, true.
It's like Malaysians would tell me like, "Oh, be careful, it's very spicy," and I would eat it. And I'm like, is there even any chili in here? It doesn't taste spicy, so it's just from eating Thai
But
food.
it depends on the person too. Like
I think so.
Yeah, like my friend Raj, he is born and bred Indian, right? He can't handle spicy food. I'm the guy that's eating that. I'm not sweating, but Raj is sweating his balls off. He's like, bro, how the fuck do you do this, man? I think it's somewhat hereditary. Some people can handle, and it's also a tolerance that you build over time.
True.
That type of thing.
I love it, but my stomach doesn't love it, so I shouldn't have it. And then I got here and I was ignoring it, and I was like, I can't just keep ignoring it. I'd have to just not have chilies. As
You know
much
what?
as I like
You know
it.
what really fucks me up is mala. Have you had mala? Sichuan peppers. That
Mala?
shit, yeah.
bring it Thai,
Wait, what, Sichuan peppers or what did you say?
Sichuan peppercorn.
Yeah, Sichuan
It's
peppercorns.
good. Yeah, I love it.
But they make something called mala tang,
Yeah.
which
Oh,
is
no,
basically
never
like
had
a
it.
type of oil.
It numbs your tongue. And
Yes. I don't think I've ever had it.
It's so strange.
Thai.
Well, like, we should go for
Is it
lunch
Chinese,
then. Yeah, it's
influence?
Chinese. Yeah.
No, but it's like Western China. So it's like not what we are familiar with.
Right.
We are like South.
South. Yeah. So it's a very different type of Chinese, but it's fucking brilliant.
How do you do with spicy food since you are touchy with like smelly foods? What about spicy?
Oh, spice is totally cool.
It's fine.
Yeah, totally cool.
I think on there are days where you can handle spicier than me, but there are days I can handle. It's like a day thing
yeah.
for us. It
It's
depends.
also the different types of spicy. I think this mala tang thing hits different. Yeah.
We got to do a spicy challenge video. That'd be a good video.
Oh fuck that, man!
count me
I'm
out,
a fuck up my asshole for that.
Tier
no way.
lists, videos like that.
I'd be down. I've my stomach, no consequences.
Yeah, his stomach.
Really?
Yeah. My stomach, mate. Like 3 weeks ago, right? I went. Have you been to Puchong before? Have you heard of a place called
Puchong,
Puchong?
I heard of it. I know. I think I've
He's,
been there.
and Nick's from Puchong, which is just nearby. It's like
Outside KL, right? Like
Yeah, sort
near
of.
here. Okay.
It's like a 10-15 minute drive away from here.
By the way, guys, I actually have to make a move.
yeah?
You guys should
Fuck,
just
it's-
continue.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
No,
but
you guys
Nick-
continue.
Nick's got to go in 15 minutes
Right.
too. We can wrap up, but I just want to finish my mala story. Let me show.
I call my Grab, so I just
Okay, go for it, man. Okay.
Sorry, I gotta.
Yeah.
Good to meet you, bro.
Yeah, we'll catch up.
Take care, okay?
Yeah, we should go
See
for
you next time.
Tire,
lunch
tire,
session. Yeah,
tire.
we should go for tire. I think you would dig it.
kitchens or
Thing is, I mean, I'm 100%
So-
carnivore,
so-
animal
We need
based.
to, we need to bring him
Like
around.
very strict right now
shit.
until I let up on it. So I need a little bit more time to.
Sure.
I mean, to
But we
the
will.
Grab. Have you ever tried the
Yeah.
Grab before?
What's the grub?
Grab by
Ahong.
Oh,
Ah.
Ahong and friends.
Cannibal, yeah.
Steak,
yeah,
right?
yeah, steak that's pretty good. Cheap too.
Oh, dude,
just
can you just
snap
post for the
the-
thumbnail real quick?
Pose.
Post for thumbnail. All right. Sorry, guys. I gotta.
No worries.
Chows,
Oh,
chows.
Yeah.
See you, bro.
But this place in Puchong, basically, my stomach was so bad, I nearly passed out on the toilet bowl 4
Really?
times.
You think it was just from the level of heat, or was it something else? Was it like food poisoning almost?
I think it's mixture of both. I
Bacteria.
nearly wiped it out. I nearly went blind
Oh,
from taking a shit.
rough.
Really went blank.
Taking a shit,
You
man.
wake up like a few days later.
I was on the toilet bowl and I started to lose my vision taking a shit.
It's not good.
It's not.
Can't be.
Yeah, no. So that's why I'm not doing that shit again. Yeah, fuck that. I'm not doing that. So I'm not gonna do a spicy video, Shan. But when you let off that carnivore diet, let's go for a meal, man.
It'd be cool.
Yeah, you're in downtown most of the time, right?
Yeah.
But if you ever decide you want to move out of the big city,
I've already decided I kind of want to figure out a long-term situation. But my visa situation is still like, I'm on a tourist visa. I come in and out. And so until I do it for like a full year, I think, and I know like this is kind of okay. I don't want to like keep too much stuff here or rent like a long-term place, you know? So I just
I don't think it's a difficult thing to commit to Malaysia, to be honest, because I think
I need
once
a visa though. I do need a
yeah, for sure.
Visa,
yeah. But do you just renew it at the US embassy, or do you head back to the US to renew it? Or
I mean, as of now, I just go to Thailand. I come back. I get 3 months. It's just repeated. It's tourist visa.
I see.
Because the only options for me is like there's a digital nomad visa, which is valid for up to 1 year, and then you can't get that again. You can't renew it.
Oh shit!
So it's just a 1 year option. And the other one is the MM2H, which is like you need to buy property here. Yeah. Or you can get the one in
Malaysia,
Sarawak.
my second home. Yeah.
You get the one in Sarawak, which you need to spend at least 60 days a year there. And you still need to have like a good amount of money, way more than like I have. So there's actually no option for me other than to just do it this way.
So you head back to Thailand every few months, and then you head back here.
It's not that big of a deal, to be honest.
It's not a big deal. As long as it works and I never get denied, I'll do that forever. It's no problem, you know? But there's so much fear from the comments, from people telling me like, so first people were telling me like, you know, there's no way to stay in the country more than 6 months on a tourist visa. They said like, as soon as that limit starts to come, you'll get denied at immigration. Well, if I stay right now until the end of like my current time, like I think November, it will be like 8 months in the country. So like, that's not true. People just say things that they read and it's
100%, 100%.
And now there's the auto gates in KL. So like, I just scan the passport. I don't ever talk to an agent and it seems I'm fine. I just get let in. We'll see, right? If anything ever happens.
I don't think it's as consequential as you think. I think the harder part is
but they could deny you. They could tell you can't come in. And then if you have your stuff here and like a lease on apartment, then you're just
you
like,
might bite you in the ass. Yeah, that's
like,
true.
what do I do? That's why I have my stuff in Thailand. It's like more safe.
Is Thailand the same where you can just go in and out as well and they don't really deny you in?
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh shit, Thailand is so chill.
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
Although now they have something called a DTV visa, which is 6-month visa, renewable, unlimited times, and it's $200.
Well, that's not too bad. That's why you keep your stuff here too.
It's cheap.
Yeah.
If Malaysia had something like that, it'd be like so.
That's why Malaysia doesnn't do it.
They don't want guys like me who don't have money for now.
No. I think it's
for the most part. Yeah, they want like wealthier. They don't want backpackers. You know,
they want people to invest in the country, and that's why the ringgit had not strengthened after so long. They want people to invest a lot into the country because I think the true commodity that we have is space and resources. We have a lot of oil, we have a lot of land. It's quite conservative. So, you know, there's this stigma where conservative means good when it comes to business. I don't want to do too much and the people are quite like, oh, I'm going to bow my head down, do the work type of thing. Yeah. And I think it's a good location. If you think about it, right? Yeah. It's probably, if not more central than Singapore. Yeah. You know, you can make flights to Indonesia 45 minutes or less.
That's a big factor for me why I'm here is flights from KL is so easy to go to Thailand, to Indonesia, to anywhere.
Absolutely.
Even Tokyo, you want to go, it's like, it's so easy.
6-8 hours type of thing, you know, with Tailwind. And I think MJ always says this. It's just like we haven't really achieved the true potential of what this country is.
Oh, it's such a far from it.
Far from. And every time people tell me they want to leave Malaysia, that's when I tell them, I'm like, I think you should stick around for a few more years and see.
They'll probably leave and they will end up realizing that they had it quite good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Truly.
Yeah. A lot of my family members made that move and I can see that. They made that move.
Even when I leave for 1 or 2 weeks to Thailand, I'm very excited to come back.
Oh shit, you already have the blues.
It's like Bangkok is like, it's a little too crazy. It's the closest thing to KL that they have in Thailand. And as much as I like living by the beach and stuff, I'm just not as motivated to do what I'm doing right now. Like to stay focused and all this. And this is the perfect place for it.
And they don't speak English, man.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just
and you can live in a westernized area but then you're also not. I don't know
the locals anyway.
Yeah, you're missing the local experience
expats,
completely, right?
Over here, I don't know whether this is true. When you go for a street vendor for a meal, they sometimes apologize because they can't speak English. Have you ever gotten that? That's fucking crazy, bro.
Sorry, my English. Sorry.
Yeah, I've been to so many countries. No country in the world has ever apologized to me. Like, why are you apologizing for? You live here, mate. Yeah, I'm the one that should be apologizing. I didn't even learn how to count to 10 before I ordered food from you. The most I could do is point and give you the cash.
I think I am going to learn Bahasa Malaya because I think for the channel, first of all, the audience will love it.
Yeah,
especially interviewing. If I can kind of be funny and stuff.
They're a
like,
sucker for it, mate. You should do it.
It will be huge.
Oh, you'll blow up.
is a business decision, it seems like, damn, do I have to learn? I think I have to. And my subscribers always say, it's always a top liked comment in a lot of videos, like about learning the language. I'm like, I guess I should consider this for real.
It's not a very difficult language to learn.
Doesn't seem hard.
It's romanized.
Conversationally, it's super easy, but I think at an expert level, it's really difficult. You don't need to get to that level.
Right.
Yeah. Conversationally, it's good enough. You do it 6 months, I think. Probably.
Should I learn from apps, or you think taking classes would be a better thing?
You want to know the truth? You should date a girl.
That would be great. You can't force. How can I? That's what the comments also say. Is like,
No, I think take a
date a
class.
Malaysian girl.
I think take a class.
Take a class.
I think you should hang out with friends.
The challenge is we
Both together would be good. You know.
Yeah, true. A lot of us don't use proper Malay when we speak.
Nobody does.
Yeah, it's
Even
it's
politicians don't do it.
It's fairly slang based, so you probably need a class taught by a local instructor to tell you what kind of slang is often used. Yeah.
And I can also use it in Indonesia similarly, at least, even though it's different.
Similarly,
like, I can get by differently, better, because Indonesia is obviously way less English. I'm going to Jakarta this week. I've never been there actually. You guys been? Any recommendations?
I haven't been to Jakarta. No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, heard it's
curious.
dense as fuck though.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I mean, when I lived in Bali, all the Bali people were like very island people, so they always had bad things to say about Jakarta.
Right.
But now I'm curious, and I think, like, from a vlogging perspective, it's like the best place to do it in Indonesia. I think I could do some interviews there, go for a couple days. I had a subscriber offer to fly me out because he wants to see some content there.
What the fuck?
Yeah, fly me out and pay for the Airbnb too.
Motherfucker, can you sponsor me? What the fuck, man? I'll do a podcast there.
Yeah. So I made a video recently. I've hit financial hardship throughout this journey because just full-time YouTubing. It's like, it's hard,
It is.
And like I said that in one of my videos. I made a whole video about it, and I put donation links up. And I got like 13,000 ringgit in donations.
Oh yeah. My fan saved me. Yeah.
That's a lot of money, man.
It's a lot. It's changed everything and now I'm not dealing with that stress of figuring out how I'm going to pay for my next, few days of a hotel and stuff. And I was able to buy DJI microphone and do these interviews now.
Yeah. It's a good investment.
Changed everything. So like, such a good audience here, like 70% Malaysian, like everyone helped me, Americans, everyone, but like, it's mostly Malaysian, and I had touch and go at everything. And so it's just like,
a lot of the people who are listening to this, who are watching this, think that top of their mind, it's just because you're white and that's because you're here and that's why they sponsor. This is not true.
It's maybe the small part of it, but like
it is a part of it. But I know a guy that walked all the way from Penang to Johor.
The fuck?
Because he was depressed. He was depressed because he broke up with a girl.
Wow.
Okay, so his journey was him walking. He didn't want to
filmed
drive.
it?
Yeah, he took photos, he took clips and everything.
I would kill it on YouTube, right? Or did
it was just on Instagram.
Oh, on Instagram.
So this guy walked all the way. He took him like, I think, a month or 2 months or something like that, right? And he just walked every day under the hot sun, under the rain and everything. I shit you not, right? Every single person he bumped into, right, offered to pay for his food, offered to give him like a new tent because his tent was fucked.
Yeah.
Water.
Yeah,
offer him
we're
to
generally
stay.
nice people.
Yeah,
kind people.
Yeah, Malaysians are generally just really freaking nice people.
If you're genuine, and I think like people, they feel connected to me now, and they genuinely care. They really felt bad about the situation. It was like, if you have the means to offer any help, like, it
would be nice.
It'd be fantastic, And I didn't anticipate anything near that kind of like amount. So it was just like, if I can get a few $100s to hold me over to the next YouTube check and stuff, like I will be, okay. I just didn't ever expect that, right? People offering me, hey, you can come stay in my condo. So many people offer to stay in one of their rooms,
Yeah,
right.
It's just like, it's amazing. And people offering to fly me places. Like I got offered to someone to fly me to like India, to then Jakarta.
What the fuck? I want to go to India now.
I'm curious about India. It seems like a tough trip. Like it seems like depending where you go, it could be a lot.
My friend Raj is Indian, the guy who can eat spicy. He's with his family right now for 10 days.
In India?
Yeah, in a place called Tamil Nadu. He looks intense. He looks intense. Yeah. Doesn't look like proper roads.
A lot of vloggers got big from going to India.
Yeah.
But the problem is like the amount that they pay for the Indian views is just even way lower than Malaysian views. It's like you need like
really?
200K views, you will make like $90, $100. So it's like you grow a lot of subscribers and you build a big Indian fan base, but then also they do really want to see India content. Similar to like my audience, if I go to Thailand, they don't care about seeing Pattaya or Thailand content in general. They want to see Malaysia content. So I think like if I do Indonesia, if I do countries that they're more likely to visit and places they're more likely to go, like if I go to Brunei, Singapore, do content there, I think that's my move. This is my market now. Mostly, not even Indonesia more, but more, Brunei, Singapore, and Malaysia. I need to tap the Singapore market because
I don't know. I think Singapore is a bit overrated, mate.
but just for a business perspective,
interviews and everything, right?
Yeah.
for a business perspective, like they will probably pay way more for the clicks. I'll probably be able to get reach a similar amount of audience and views there as well because it's also a huge viewership for YouTube. And I don't know if you follow, like there's a guy Max Chernov, you know that guy, Russian guy?
I know he does the interviews as well.
And yeah, he's in Malaysia. He makes like $50,000 a month.
What in the fuck?
He pays like $6,000 for his beautiful apartment in Singapore. And he's like, from a business perspective, it's like, he found his market. And I like reverse engineered his whole journey. And I was like, he saw that Singapore market. And he started in Malaysia, started building that. And then he realized, okay, Singapore is where I'm making that dollars and the sponsorships are paying me like crazy. And so I'm like, okay, I need to first figure out how to get there and at least spend a couple days in like a capsule or something stupid because it's so expensive. But I think it would be similar to Malaysia, like go there, make some content there. This is my home base, for sure, for at least a long time. But visit there sometime, make videos there and interview people there.
Oh, are you saying the ad revenue is dependent on the viewers that
100%.
Oh shit.
Because in Thailand, I had US, Australia, UK, and it was like $8 per 1,000 views. And here it's like $1 for me.
Yeah, over here it's quite shit. That's why nobody makes it in Malaysia when it comes to YouTube.
It's tough.
Oh.
Singapore's so close, it's like not that hard to just go there. Even if you
that
fly
makes
there,
a lot of
it's
sense.
cheap.
That makes a lot of
cheap.
sense. Oh, it's the view because the ads are targeting the people there.
Yeah, the advertisers they don't get as much value from an Indonesian, an Indian, a Malaysian than they would of an American or something.
Yeah.
Same with the
spending power,
sponsorships.
the spending power there is a lot bigger as well. That's why.
Sponsors will pay like literally thousands of dollars for a 30-second ad to the right audience.
Have you gotten sponsors yet?
Some, yeah. But
What-
$300, $250, $300 for like an ad read. And I'm getting.
It's not bad.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's not bad. I don't want to do too much. I'm trying to. I feel like it has to be like fitting, or else it can alienate the audience a bit.
That's right.
Yeah, because you feel like you're hard selling that shit a bit too much.
VPNs and stuff. My audience doesn't really care about that much, to be honest. Like a US audience going to Thailand, they want to watch porn or sports or whatever.
Well, that's when they need the VPN.
They need the VPN. Malaysians don't want that. Or it's not like maybe a few, but like it's not good for
I actually got an Express VPN. Was it? Yeah, Express VPN because of Joe Rogan.
Wow, really?
Yeah, because I was going to China at the time and I needed it. So I'm like, fuck yeah, I better get it.
I bet everyone who has a VPN at this point is like from someone they follow, someone they trust, like on YouTube.
And I think I'm more inclined to trust the podcaster more than, because like it's long form and then it feels a bit more legit, that type of thing. So when Joe Rogan says it, I'm like, okay, I'm in. Yeah.
I think a language thing would be good for me, like something that's like an English or maybe all sorts of different language teaching, something like that.
Oh, that'd be a good idea, actually. Yeah, I think you're right.
It's hard to actually monetize a Malaysian audience. For me, as easy as it is to like think about a Western audience, I don't know, even with like merch and stuff, I think it would be a little bit different with the style and
very different. I don't think people here are very merch heavy. We
That's
did
why
a
I didn't do
Yamcha
it.
shit. Yeah.
Even Patreon, it's like it's not the same. I didn't see much success in the people I was reverse engineering who tried Patreon. Didn't seem to be worth what putting all that advertising into it for where it could maybe be better put towards something else.
Our Patreon is a bit different. Our Patreon is kind of like they know that we have full-time gigs, so whatever they can do to help keep the lights on for
That's
the
good.
studio,
That is
whatever
good.
helps. So I feel like we don't earn money out of this. It's a negative thing every month for us because it's coming out of our pocket to fund this, right? All the lights, all this shit, like this TV over here.
But it will.
It's
I
like
think eventually it will. I think it's
You
like
think so?
I think it's a super slow growth for something like this. So then again, you have a few certain guests, and especially if you keep slightly elevating the guests like level
Hopefully.
of popularity, then at some point, you can snag someone. Just like for me, when I got hit up by Nomad Capitalist, even though it didn't pan out, it's just an example of like
The
something
potential.
like, that can happen, and there's many people like that out there.
Fingers crossed, man. Like it would be
Yeah, it
nice
will.
if Sony sponsored us a TV.
I don't see that many people doing this like this. Keep the production is high. I think it's you guys seem to have unique personality. I watched clips of a few videos. I was
thanks.
like, I like this. This seems like very up my alley.
It's very GRE, that's why.
Yeah. Very much. Hey, take what works and like apply it somewhere that's not really being done very properly.
I think the tough thing is just it's English in Malaysia. In a way, the majority of the people here speak Malay.
We try and speak Malay one day.
We could do a podcast in Malay.
Yeah.
It'd be
Okay, lah.
fucking trash.
What is your audience? Is it mostly Malaysian?
No, it's mostly Chinese Malaysians or Singaporeans because they speak English.
But when you look at the country, It's Malaysia,
still
right?
point.
Mostly
Yeah.
country.
Mostly Malaysia.
Mostly Malaysia.
Yeah, maybe like 75%, 70%, then 20% Singapore, 10%.
And you
is the
put
rest.
ads on the videos?
No, we don't.
You don't.
We don't. Because I feel that the information should go for free, but at the same time, the Patreon members feel as if, okay, if these guys don't do the ads, then we'll continue to do Patreon in some way. And the Patreon earns us a lot more money compared to the ad. The ad revenue is shite, mate.
Sponsorships was something like this would be the most fitting. And eventually, when you have enough of an audience, that's where you'll make your money for sure.
I hope so.
For 100%. I think it's just a matter of doing it consistently and not thinking about the current gains from it.
Yeah.
Even for me, for a long time, I was vlogging every day, 40 minutes, 50 minutes for it's now 8 or 9 months. And so for the first many months, it was like seeing nothing at all. Even the views were garbage until, there's now bigger upticks and now it's growing faster.
It's the pop. It's the
pops.
We had one sponsor that was really nice, Bottoms Lab. They were like a pants / clothing apparel company. They were so nice. They do whatever the fuck you want, say whatever the fuck you want, as long as you wear the pants. And they were so nice.
Did they just give you product or they gave you money?
Yeah, product. Both.
Both.
Yeah. And they were so nice. They're one of the best sponsors of the podcast.
Did it go well for them that they want to do it again or no? Because that's the problem usually. It's like hard to convert for the sponsor unless it is a great fit and unless the ad read is really like enticing and the audience is big. It's hard.
Yeah, we have the same target demographic. I just feel like maybe at that time the spending power wasn't the best. It was during COVID, so a lot of people were like tightening their belts when it came to the spending.
Right.
It's not the right time, but I felt like if they did it now, I think it would be a lot better. Especially when the ringgit is a lot stronger. A lot of people want to go out and work and they want to go out and show off. So I think it's probably the best time. But I mean, I'm not here to judge.
Have you been doing strong outreach? Like I think you reached out to me, right?
Kind of, sort of. It's because it's the tail end of the year. It's been rough. I think Andrew's, he works in TikTok. It's a lot of work. Yeah. He works in TikTok shop. I work for my mom in doing events, and the year end is always crazy. Nick over here is a 3D designer.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you think if this was your full-time gigs that you would be doing it at a different rate, like a different level? Or no? Or are you doing as much as you even could anyways?
No. I think without our actual full-time gigs, we would be putting out more content. Would be thinking about the type of content, the nature of content, optimizing it,
doing outreach,
research on what's working, what's not working, reiterating. Right now, I think we're kind of just doing it for fun, to be honest.
It feels like we sometimes enjoy the conversation more than the long term of earning the money.
It's fine.
Would you ultimately love if you could quit your jobs and do this full time?
Wow, that's a good question, mate. Actually, I don't think so.
No. Oh, there you go. That's your answer, really.
I wouldn't want to quit my job and rely on this podcast to fund my lifestyle. I want to be financially free in isolation and do this for fun.
Because it would restrict us, in some ways, right? Because you just know if they do a podcast and they depended on that, they would say whatever it took to get money.
Sacrifice the honesty.
That's why I think Joe Rogan works. Right? Because he is a UFC commentator, he's a stand-up comedian, he's also a podcaster. And I think that's what allows him that freedom. So when you look at it like broad perspective, you would want a sponsor that aligned with which is so hard. Like what type of brand in Malaysia, such a conservative country, would allow you to curse, say fuck, which type of girls would you like? It's so tough.
What about Singapore? Do they care as much about that?
I think they do. Optics matter in Asia, man. Ultimately, right? Like you're gonna pay money. Oh fuck, Nick needs to go.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, mate. He has a dental appointment. I keep forgetting. Yeah. How long is this podcast, bro? Nice. 2:30.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Do you edit or no?
We stitch it together, but someone edits the audio. Shout out to Vincent who edits the audio.
Well, thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
Mate,
it was our
pleasure.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
What time did we take that photo? Fuck it, I'll find it later.
20 minutes ago.
What a question. How are you going to know?
All right, dude. Ben, thanks for coming on the podcast,
thank
man.
you.
Yeah, dude.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Yeah. When you get off that carnival diet, mate.
We'll go for lunch, go for dinner.
For sure.
15 minutes minus backward.
I hate not even being able to have coffee with people, never being able to go for food. It makes it hard to date.